Next on KCAL 9 News at 4, breaking news: a 7-year-old boy dies after getting caught in the crossfire of gang warfare.
Thousands of people line the streets of Los Angeles to celebrate the holiday in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
And a massive sinkhole swallows up a valley intersection and leaves dozens of families high and dry. Live, local, and late breaking.
The KCAL 9 News at 4 is next.
It's the Shoe Pavilion Boot Liquidation Sale. Save up to 80% of the
How do you feel when you don't work out? How do you feel when you do? At 24-Hour Fitness, your certified personal trainer custom tailors a health and fitness program for you. You'll get all the support and guidance you need to get great results.
Call today and get 2 for 1 or 50% off for you. Call 1-800-204-2400.
It's the way we make you feel.
Want a ride?
Are you insured?
Yes.
By Survival?
No.
I can't take that ride.
Call Survival for the lowest auto insurance rates in California, guaranteed. Call 1-800-SURVIVAL now.
It's the Shoe Pavilion Boot Liquidation Sale. Save up to 80% of the top brands. Like this classic Doc Marten for men and women, elsewhere for $125, now just $39.99 at Shoe Pavilion. The Shoe Pavilion Boot Liquidation Sale on now.
Now, Sylvia Lopez, Dave Clark, and Henry DiCarlo with weather. You're watching KCAL 9 News at 4.
A day of celebration and remembrance. Thousands turn out to honor Dr. Martin Luther King on a national holiday dedicated to his legacy and his message of peace and equality. Good afternoon. I'm Dave Clark.
And I'm Sylvia Lopez. Hello, everyone. We'll get to that story in just a moment. But first, we have breaking news. We have just learned the 7-year-old boy who was apparently the innocent victim of a drive-by shooting has died. Investigators say the shooting happened this morning in front of a home in Compton. A home KCAL 9 News has learned has been the scene of 2 similar shootings since the first of the year. We're told this latest incident began when 3 men in a white Ford Bronco rammed into a vehicle parked outside. The Bronco took off, then returned. Authorities say a shootout erupted. 1 bullet hit the child in the neck, and again, he did not survive the shooting. The suspects in the Bronco are still on the loose. We have crews on the scene, and we will bring you more information as soon as it becomes available.
And this is especially tragic that this shooting should happen on the day we remember the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Governor Davis and L.A. Mayor Jim Hahn were among the throngs of people at a parade honoring the late civil rights leader. Mark Coogan joining us live from the Crenshaw District with more on today's activities. Mark?
David, you'd hardly know there was a parade here on Martin Luther King Boulevard just 2 hours ago, but it was 3 hours long, quite a celebration, and it gave a lot of people a lot of things to think about. Martin Luther King's birthday holiday in Los Angeles brought out fans and elected officials and lots of people watching and thinking about the King legacy.
It means a lot because he gave his life to make things better for us. And we have to remember that. And we do remember that. And we will celebrate it until the day all of us die.
Stop the spread of HIV in the black community.
There were lots of groups supporting causes on this holiday honoring a murdered civil rights leader. HIV awareness drew a big contingent of marchers.
We don't want your racist war.
And much in evidence the general unease to outright opposition to war in Iraq.
It means that we can only settle our differences at the peace table. If Dr. Martin Luther King was here, he'd be in the forefront of the peace movement that's being reinvigorated.
They're not telling us exactly what the whole issue is about. And I think it's just about someone having, I don't know, power.
And how are race relations 35 years after Martin Luther King's assassination? Certainly not ideal, people thought, but a long way toward the better 35 years down the road.
Overall, they're pretty good. Everybody seems to be getting along with each other. A lot of things are opening up for everybody. So I think overall it's pretty good.
Now, after the parade was over, there have been some incidents of troublemaking, fistfights among some of the people going home. Some of them brought in the LAPD on horseback. We haven't heard from the police yet of any arrests. Also, one of the peace groups complained that it was kicked out of the parade by the LAPD, even though it had paid its $300 entry fee. Live in the Crenshaw area, Mark Coogan, CBS 2 News.
All right, Mark. President Bush also observed the King Day holiday by giving a speech at a predominantly black church. The president attended the First Baptist Church of Glen Arden in Maryland with First Lady Laura Bush. He was introduced by the Reverend William Jones. Jones told the congregation no matter what they think about Mr. Bush, he is still the nation's leader. The group responded by giving the president a standing ovation.
As we remember the dream of Martin Luther King and remember his clear vision for a society that's equal and society full of justice, this society must remember the power of faith.
Last week, the president angered black groups by opposing the affirmative action admissions policy at the University of Michigan.
Well, here at home, police in Anaheim today say a father went on an attack, stabbing his wife and 2 of his 5 children. This afternoon, they are all in the hospital being treated for their wounds. Orange County reporter Michelle Geely is live in Anaheim with the very latest on the stabbing and more on what could have provoked it. Michelle?
What was it, police want to know, that set off this husband and father? According to police, he attempted to kill all 5 of his children and his wife by slitting their throats.
Exact same thing.
Okay, apparently that was the wrong tape there. There were 3 children who were uninjured, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. They are now in protective custody, and let's show you what happened here last night.
It's terrible. You can't see, I see in my eyes, I'll never forget this scene, you know. Everywhere, blood, 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 everywhere.
Harjinder Gill is haunted by the screams of children and the gashes inflicted on them and on their mother. It was about 11 o'clock last night when a woman at the Fairway Village Apartments in Anaheim shouted for help. Police say her husband, 29-year-old Gino Ramirez, had slit his wife's throat, as well as 2 of his children's.
There's no doubt that he was trying to kill his family. With the type of injuries that were inflicted upon them, there is no doubt that what he was trying to do was take their lives.
Sharon Christian lives steps away.
Through the backyard, I heard through the patio, just screaming from a woman, the type of screams that, I've never heard before. And the yelling that he's killing us, he's going to stab my babies, he's killing my babies, he's killing me. And this went on for at least 4 minutes.
Christian, a registered nurse, knew she had to do something immediately. She ran toward the apartment and saw the mother with 3 massive neck wounds, holding twins in her arms along with a kitchen knife. 3 other youngsters in the home witnessed it all. When it was over, 3 family members had been brutally stabbed, an 8-year-old boy and girl and their mother. Gino Ramirez, their husband and father, suffered knife wounds as well, at least some self-inflicted. Authorities eventually got him to surrender. He was placed under arrest at Western Medical Center. His wife and injured children are hospitalized, and today detectives still have no idea what sent the unemployed Ramirez into such a rage. And again, a 2-year-old child and 2 1-year-olds. They are twins. They were uninjured. They are now in Orangewood Children's Home in protective custody. As for their father, it is anticipated he will be facing at least 3 charges of attempted murder. I'm Michelle Geely, live in Anaheim. Back to you in Los Angeles.
All right, Michelle. Police think they have in custody today the men responsible for a string of robberies in the San Fernando Valley. 3 men were taken into custody after a shootout with officers overnight. Police say the suspects were under surveillance by undercover officers. They watched them go into this supermarket in Reseda just before midnight. When police determined a robbery had taken place, they took off after the suspects. They stopped the vehicle a few blocks away, and that's when police say the suspects opened fire on officers. Police fired back. The suspects were hit but not seriously injured. No officers were hurt. Police think the suspects have committed at least 10 other supermarket robberies since late last year.
Well, emotions are running high today as the search for Lacey Peterson comes right here to Southern California. The hotel that hosted the new local search center is even getting threats. Laura McLaughlin joining us live. She's in Westwood now with the latest on that investigation. Laura?
Well, David, let me apologize. First of all, I can't hear you, so let me bring you up to date on what we know right now. From the beginning, December 24th, Lacey Peterson, a pregnant 8-month Lacey Peterson, disappears from her home in Modesto, hasn't been seen since. Her husband, Scott, says he was on a boat trip that day all alone. As you might remember, last week there was a lot of media coverage here in L.A. because the search was going to come here to L.A. for her, here to the DoubleTree Hotel, in fact. But then on Friday, a spokesperson for the volunteer group actually decided to cancel that. They said the media circus that was surrounding it when the allegations came out that Scott Peterson may have allegedly been having an affair with a woman in Fresno, followed by a life insurance policy that had reportedly been taken on Lacey after she discovered she was pregnant. They say they canceled it because it was just going to be gathering more information around Scott versus looking for Lacey. Now, we can tell you that when Scott decided to go ahead with the search anyway yesterday on Sunday here in LA, that apparently upset some people who actually called the hotel today and threatened to no longer stay at any DoubleTree hotel, and who also said they were going to picket in front of the hotel. Now, we can tell you so far that has not happened, and hotel officials tell us they only let Scott Peterson hold the news conference here yesterday after getting the approval from Lacey's family. A couple of other developments today up north in Modesto. We can tell you that the volunteers actually began dismantling the volunteer center. They said the same reasons apply for canceling in the first place the search here this weekend. They say it is now too much of a media circus surrounding Scott and what he has or has not done versus the search for Lacey. We can also tell you sometime between Thursday and Sunday, Lacey and Scott Peterson's home was actually robbed. We're not sure what was taken, but police say they are looking into that and hope to announce a suspect or suspects soon. For now, we're live in Westwood. Laura McLaughlin, KCAL 9 News.
Laura, thank you. The search for another missing person continues this Monday afternoon. He's been on the lam for 3 weeks, but police may have a break now that a date rape defendant's car has been found in Santa Monica. We'll have the latest on that search.
Plus, fans of the Raiders Nation live up to their reputation with a rowdy celebration in the streets of Oakland on the way to the Super Bowl.
And we'll explain why Kobe Bryant may be passing out cigars at the Lakers game tonight. Much more to come. Don't go away.
Blood supplies have plummeted to near critical levels. Your blood is urgently needed. Call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to schedule an appointment to donate blood. Together, we can save a life.
With my family, things have to move. So I get on with it. With Verizon Online DSL, I shop without the wait. Tour hotels before I book vacations. And since I can talk while I surf, I can download huge files for my client while still checking in with my assistant and getting emails with pictures. Piece of cake.
Isn't it time you and your kids get Verizon Online DSL and get on with it? It's super fast access to more web in less time. Now try it with a 30-day money-back guarantee and no activation fee. Call 1-877-540-3278 or visit us online today. And for a limited time, get a $50 rebate on a wired or wireless Linksys home network. So everyone in your home can experience super fast DSL at the same time.
So what are you waiting for? Get on with it with Verizon Online DSL.
Verizon. Make progress every day.
Presenting the tough Nissan Frontier 4x4 long bed.
The attorney of a fugitive rape suspect is speaking out today. He's urging his client to turn himself in. Andrew Luster is heir to the Max Factor Cosmetics fortune. He's been missing now for more than 2 weeks. Today, his lawyer spoke exclusively with KCAL 9 News in Santa Monica at the very same spot where authorities found his abandoned SUV yesterday. Luster disappeared mid-trial. He's accused of drugging and raping 3 women.
The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating, so I would urge him to come back.
Luster could face life behind bars if he's convicted. The defense says the sex was consensual.
The Raider Nation is ready for a road trip. They're already planning their tailgate parties this weekend at Super Bowl 37 in San Diego. The Silver and Black fan club has a reputation of wild support for their team, and last night, well, it was no exception. After the 41-24 win over the Titans yesterday, some fans built bonfires and a few others turned violent. Some windows were broken in cars and buildings near the Coliseum. Today, fans are making plans to head to San Diego. The matchup has an angle that will likely boost the hype that always surrounds the Super Bowl. When they meet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Raiders will be going head-to-head with their former coach, John Gruden.
And in Washington State, a family is alive and well this afternoon after surviving nearly 2 days stranded in the snow. Search and rescue crews found the couple and their 1-year-old and 4-year-old daughters this morning. They're all said to be in good condition. Now, the family had been missing since Saturday. That's when they went to the Mount St. Helens area to play in the snow. Snowmobilers spotted the family's abandoned car. That discovery then set off a very intense air and ground search. The family had some water, they had food, blankets, and extra clothing. Apparently, they spent one night in the car.
Up next, we'll have sad news on the death of one of the best-known artists of the 20th century, a man known for his caricatures.
And one thing is for sure, you will want to avoid a busy intersection in the valley. It was swallowed up by a sinkhole today. We're live at the scene.
He knows what a woman likes to hear on an all-new fifth wheel.
Today at 4:30 on KCAL.
This young lady traveled from the Philippines to the United States.
A mail-order bride.
He had talked her into giving up her virginity.
Now he wants to send her back.
I told her it's just not going to work.
A landmark Judge Judy.
You don't take her to your bed and then return her.
Tonight at 6 on KCAL.
Interest rates are lower than ever. How much can you save by refinancing? Call now and find out.
You've got the green light. Greenlight gave me an incredible rate on a refi.
Here's today's great rate. Find out what you can save with no upfront costs or obligation. Call 866-66-FASTER.
I cut my 30-year mortgage to 15 years, and my payments remain about the same. 866-66-FASTER. You've got the green light.
I never know when I'll have an asthma attack.
Using my inhaler is embarrassing.
The Faces of Mild to Moderate Asthma. Is one of them yours? Doctors are conducting a clinical research study investigating an oral, steroid-free, non-inhaler medication that may relieve asthma symptoms. Non-smokers 18 to 70 diagnosed with persistent mild to moderate asthma for at least 6 months may be eligible. Call 877-STUDY-64. If eligible, you'll receive free study medication and related doctor visits.
Take a breath. Make the call.
You can store all this at Public Storage and pay just $1 for the first month's rent. You can store all this at Public Storage and still pay just $1 for the first month's rent. You can even store all this at Public Storage and still pay just $1 for the first month's rent. Call 1-800-44-STORE now. Offer ends soon.
With auto insurance specialists, it's easy to save.
I made one call and AIS did the search for me. With one call, they were able to find us the lowest rate absolutely possible.
They've been in business over 30 years, and they saved me $400.
I saved $600.
I saved $1,200.
And they were able to double my coverage and save me almost $1,000.
Thanks, AIS.
Call AIS for your free rate comparison. Call in the next 20 minutes and get your free gas card with your rate comparison. Call 800-772-4AIS.
An intersection in Van Nuys that's normally clogged with cars at this hour is instead filled with workers. This afternoon, a huge water main broke, turning that area into a lake and creating a massive sinkhole. It happened where Saticoy and Haskell meet, and that's where our Josh Rubenstein is now live with the latest on the repair job that lies ahead. Josh?
Well, crews are working very hard behind me here to clean up this sinkhole here at the corner of Haskell and Saticoy. It's a coordinated effort between the DWP, the gas company, and the LA Department of Transportation. Basically what happened, you have a connector between those two pipes that you're looking at, these two lines. It burst, shooting water into this street.
Water spews from a huge sinkhole in Van Nuys. The water main break at around 2 this morning startled this neighborhood awake. Richard Clissett lives at the corner where the earth collapsed. He says it sounded like an explosion.
Everything was shaking. The things in the kitchen were rattling, and I woke up my wife. I said, earthquake. So she got up. We looked out the window, and we see all this water coming up from the ground.
DWP crews worked through the morning to shore up the side of the hole to prevent any more sinking. Traffic was shut down in the neighborhood to make way for a thick layer of mud that lined the streets and a river of water that rushed out of the collapse. Many residents in the area were without water overnight and into the morning. Johnny Gurley came outside to deal with the problem in his own way. So you have no water right now?
No. Since 6 o'clock this morning.
And you're just going to put this in the toilets in the house?
Yeah, flush the toilets.
Rescue crews that responded to the scene say it was a very dangerous situation. It could have been a whole lot worse if it were the middle of the day.
Clearly, somebody that was not informed could have drove through this like they're going through any amount of stormwater runoff. But we watched the hole develop, and it was a significant hole.
Pat and Abel Banvalos have lived in this neighborhood for more than 40 years. They can't believe the mess.
Sure glad I wasn't driving down this street when it happened.
Amazing, huh?
Oh, really? I understand that was put in 1949, the same year that our houses were built. So, it's old.
So the force of the water shooting through the pavement buckled this street here. You can see it shooting a crack through it. The task at hand this afternoon is clearing out all of this asphalt from the hole and trying to repair the pipe, of course. It's going to be quite some time before they actually get the street open. I'm told it could be as long as 4 days. We're live in Van Nuys. Josh Rubenstein, KCAL 9 News. Back to you.
Wow. Okay, Josh.
Boy,
big
that's
mess.
not good.
It's about the only water we'll be seeing, though, for a while. It's been pretty
Yeah,
dry.
Yeah, well, Henry's here now to talk about the forecast. Yeah. That's true. It's going to be
very true. I mean, we're looking at least a week away, really, before we find any significant threat of rain. We could use a little rain, but you know what? The weather was great for the holiday weekend.
That's true.
So no complaints, I know. And really a very nice way to end that extended weekend for many of you. Great weather continuing, and we'll let you know what's in store for the week ahead. Coming up in just a few moments. However, let's get you started on your forecast and give you an idea of what's going on outside right now. Beautiful live shot. You know, we did have a few clouds out there this morning, even some morning fog, mainly along the coast, but at LAX, we're just seeing some hazy skies right now, and really not a bad way to end this weekend as sunshine pretty much reigns supreme throughout the Southland. Let's check in on some of those temperatures for you, give you an idea of what's going on right now. Well, we did hit a high of 68 today, and look at that, just where we should be. Overnight temperature was 55, so a few clouds this morning kept the temperatures up just a tad. And the sun set at 5:10 this evening, and it comes back up about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Downtown 65, LAX at 62 degrees. John Wayne, you're looking at 64. 60 is pretty much the norm throughout the Southland right now. Here's a quick look at the radar picture. Yeah, we did have a little bit of moisture bubble up down to the south. Nothing really that caused any problems for us. And as we have that low that continues to make its way off towards the east, a very quick shot of that, we don't look for too much, maybe just a few clouds here and there along the coast beginning tonight with some fog developing this evening. 45 in Dana Point, 40 in Hemet, Palm Springs 53. Really no major problems as we look towards the week ahead, as we'll generally be in the upper 60s over the next couple of days and then finally see those temperatures warm up just a tad. 51 tonight in Big Bear, 74 for the overnight or tomorrow's high in Palm Springs. Now, here's that 5-day forecast. Well, as you mentioned, very dry across the board. We look for plenty of sunshine. The next couple of evenings and mornings, we will find that pesky fog out there. It does give way to afternoon sunshine, and plenty of sunshine for the week ahead. Yeah. Temperatures finally back above normal towards the latter part of the week. Look for low 70s. Great week weather-wise for January.
Enjoy it while you got it. Okay.
Thank you, Henry.
You're welcome.
Well, in Australia's capital city, 4 people are dead after devastating wildfires. 400 homes have been destroyed, and the danger isn't over yet. It is being called the worst natural disaster in the history of Canberra. The homes were just wiped out in just a matter of hours. Witnesses say it's a miracle more people weren't killed. This fire was fueled by drought conditions, high temperatures, and high winds. Now people in other areas around Canberra are being told they should be ready to evacuate. Many are angry about what they see as a slow response to the disaster. Government officials say they are investigating.
Al Hirschfeld, the king of caricature, died in his sleep in New York at the age of 99. Hirschfeld used pen and ink to capture some of the biggest stars of Broadway and Hollywood. He drew the likes of Charlie Chaplin, Ethel Merman, Woody Allen, and Jerry Seinfeld. He'd been at work as recently as Saturday, drawing a sketch of the Marx Brothers.
And veteran actor Richard Crenna, who died over the weekend, was remembered in Hollywood today. Flowers were placed on the actor's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The LA native rose to fame as a teenager back in the 1950s on two now classic sitcoms, Our Miss Brooks and The Real McCoy. But he's perhaps best known to younger moviegoers for his role as the Green Beret Colonel in First Blood and two Rambo sequels that starred Sylvester Stallone. Richard Crenna died of pancreatic cancer. He was 76 years old. Well, still ahead for you up next, and baby makes three. Kobe Bryant and his wife make some big news off the basketball court. We've got all the details of the littlest Laker.
It slices and it dices, and that's just part of what the new mandolin can do in your kitchen. TV Diner's next with that story.
Homeowners thinking about refinancing? Don't go back to square one with another 30-year program. Get ahead of the game. HMS Capital can remove years of payments from your existing mortgage with no application or appraisal fee and nothing added to your loan balance.
I'm Mark Tice, president of HMS Capital. Don't go back to square one with a 30-year home loan. Get ahead in the game and take advantage of our 25, 20, 15, and 10-year refinance programs.
Apply today. HMS Capital is an equal housing lender.
Hi, Travis.
Howdy, Miss Lily.
You know, Travis, I've been dying to ask you something.
What's that, Miss Lily?
What's going on down at Black Angus?
Well, you can get 2 thick and juicy half-pound prime rib dinners, shared appetizer, sampler platter, and a big mountain fudge cake. Dinner for 2 for just $34. That'll save you over $13.
I love it when you talk like that.
Black Angus.
You know what's great about getting older? You get good deals just about wherever you go. Like this place, I get coffee here for $1. Makes me look like a humongous tipper.
Presenting another benefit of having been around a while. Our Medicare Plus Choice HMO with no health plan premium in LA County.
Fruits is playing. I hear it's not very good. But even a bad movie's not so bad when it's only half price.
All the benefits of a Blue Shield 65 Plus HMO without the monthly health plan premiums.
This place is great. I do my shopping, and old guys like me get free home delivery. Now that's a deal.
It's just another advantage of being, well, mature. Call 800-894-5548 today and receive our free information kit.
Oh, look out, ladies.
That's 800-894-5548.
You've heard that less is more. It applies to Tony Zabica. She used to weigh 300 pounds. After Surgilite weight loss surgery, she's 160 pounds less.
I feel great.
Now, a new minimally invasive technique called laparoscopic surgery offers less scarring, less time in the hospital, less time recovering. If you'd like more information about less, call Surgilite toll-free at 1-800-782-LIGHT.
If I had to do it again, this is how I do it.
The TV Diner is brought to you every day by Smart & Final. Having the gang over for a big game bash? Smart & Final has everything you need to make sure your party really scores. Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Lakers star Kobe Bryant missed practice this weekend, but he's not in trouble, folks. He spent most of the time in the hospital while his wife gave birth to their first baby. They had a little girl. He and his wife, Vanessa, named the child Natalia. But that doesn't mean he's getting any time off, though. Kobe's expected to play tonight at the Staples Center against the Clippers.
I'll be thinking about Natalia, though. Okay, congratulations, Kobe.
That's
Let's check in now to see what's ahead on the CBS 2 News at 4:30.
You know, they're in their new digs as well today. Here's Gretchen Carr and Drew Griffin. Good afternoon.
Why don't we do this in person? I don't know. Coming up just a couple of minutes over here on CBS 2 News at 4:30.
New developments this afternoon in the Andrew Luster case. CBS 2 News speaks exclusively to the fugitive's attorney. Details in a live report.
Plus, for women, find out why your medicine could actually make you attracted to certain types of men. We're going to explain that in Health Beat.
And we'll check out the fashion hits and the misses from the big Golden Globes Awards show.
It's all ahead, right across the street here on CBS 2 News at 4:30. Back to you guys.
Right across the hall. Thanks, you two. Mario Martinoli's back in the kitchen with a look at a great time-saving device and some tips to show you how to make the most of a mandolin in today's TV Diner.
Today, from the kitchens of the TV Diner at the Art Institute of California in Los Angeles, I'm going to be using a mandolin. Now, you've heard about the musical instrument that's a mandolin, but you know, this is a culinary one. There are many on the market, and they basically look all the same. There's a stand that goes down to the bottom, of course, and then a slide with a blade. Now, the blade comes in a couple of different fashions, one that can be straight and another one that's corrugated. Now, there are many more than that, but we're just going to deal with these today. You know, if you need to cut one cucumber for yourself for a salad, that's pretty easy. Well, let's say you've got a group of 10 or 20 people coming over to the house. Now, that's a whole different story, and that's where a mandolin comes in. Here I have a cucumber in my hand. Now, what you need to do is basically take it and just chop off one side of the cucumber and literally go ahead and begin to slice the cucumber. You will see that they come off very, very easily with the minimum amount of effort. Now, the other thing you can do is you can also do it with tomatoes or onions. It's all the same. Now, a couple of points of safety. Normally, you would use a guard to do the very same things that I'm doing here. But because I want to show you how to accomplish that, I'm not using the guard. But there's important things that you have to remember also. Number one, you want to find a sturdy mandolin, one that has got good construction. Now, they have them that go as low as $39 or $40, all the way up to $200 for the very professional variety. The one that I have here is about $100 and well worth every single penny. So the next time you need to do a lot of slicing, okay, or something that's fancy, look to a mandolin. It'll be music to your ears. I'm Mario Martinoli, and I'll see you next time from the kitchens of the TV Diner.
And for more food and dining tips from Mario, just log on to KCAL9.com and click on Mario.
Well, that'll do it for us. We know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing the KCAL 9 News.
And for more news right now, turn to CBS 2 News at 4:30. And don't forget more KCAL 9 News starting tonight at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye now.
CBS 2 News at 4:30.
Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating. So I would urge him to come back.
He is on trial for rape. Now our exclusive interview with Andrew Luster's attorney, who is urging the millionaire fugitive to turn himself in. Good afternoon. I'm Drew Griffin.
And I'm Gretchen Carr. They have found the car. Now the big question, where is the man? Investigators still don't know where suspected rapist Andrew Luster is. The heir to the Max Factor Cosmetics fortune skipped bail nearly 3 weeks ago in the middle of his rape trial, and he has not been seen since. CBS 2 News reporter Christina Penza spoke exclusively to Luster's lawyer today, and she joins us now live from Santa Monica with the very latest on this story. Christina.
Well, Gretchen, police towed Andrew Luster's car from this spot here on 10th Street near San Vicente yesterday. Now today, his attorney spoke with me exclusively about the find. Right over here. Attorney Roger Diamond met me at the spot on 10th Street where police found his client's abandoned SUV yesterday. Fugitive Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor cosmetic fortune, vanished January 3rd during the highly publicized rape trial that could send him to jail for life. Do you have any idea why your client's car would be here?
I have no idea, but I have to tell you that the court has gagged the defense.
That gag order limits what Diamond can say about the case, where Luster is accused of drugging and raping 3 women and videotaping the acts at his Muscle Shoals beach house. In court, Diamond argued it was consensual sex. What he will say about his missing client today.
I have nothing to do with his departure. It was a total surprise to me. I was working on his case Saturday, interviewing a witness, a key witness, and apparently, according to the reports, he'd already left.
Now, here's an interesting note. Andrew Luster disappeared on a Friday. Whoever parked the car here might have realized that it wouldn't be ticketed for at least a week when the street cleaners came around. A neighbor I spoke with last night, Kathy Rubens, tells me she first noticed the Toyota 4Runner parked near her home more than 2 weeks ago, about the time Luster skipped out on his $1 million bail.
I just knew it wasn't my neighbor's car and it didn't belong in the neighborhood. Street cleaning is on Thursdays and they ticketed it for 3 weeks.
Other neighbors in this upscale area tell me they're glad the SUV's discovery means the FBI and detectives may be one step closer to finding a suspected felon, but
Found here this neighborhood, I don't like that.
They have the car, but the question remains, where in the world is Andrew Luster? If you could talk to your client, if you could say something to your client right now, what would it be?
To come back. Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating. So I would urge him to come back.
And the jury will continue deliberating Andrew Luster's fate tomorrow. They start again tomorrow morning. Now, as for the investigation, detectives will likely seek a search warrant for the SUV, and then they will look inside for whatever evidence there may be. In Santa Monica, Christina Penza, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you. We go to another search now, this one for a missing wife, Lacey Peterson. It's now expanded to Southern California, and it's her husband leading the effort, despite new facts in the case that have many looking towards him as a potential suspect.
Scott, why did you come to LA for this? It's important to extend the search area.
Armed with photos of his missing pregnant wife, Scott Peterson came to Los Angeles this weekend, shrugging off questions about a life insurance policy and an extramarital affair, insisting neither has anything to do with finding his wife.
How do you take a polygraph test?
With the roaches.
What about the allegations of a girlfriend?
Police are tight-lipped about the new information in the case and what it may or may not mean. But Peterson's sister told today's CBS Morning News her brother is not a suspect and denies he is hiding anything.
Police have said that they've been frustrated by his level of cooperation. Do you have any thoughts as to why he might not have been more forthcoming about this extramarital relationship in the last few weeks?
What about the allegations?
I have not heard the police use the word frustrated. From what I understand, Scott has been very cooperative, and each and every time they've wanted to speak with him, he's made himself available.
Lacey Peterson's family on Friday demanded their son-in-law tell all he knows. The search for Lacey began the morning of Christmas Eve when she vanished, taking her dog for a walk in Modesto. Scott Peterson claims he was fishing at the time and has no idea who or who would want to abduct his wife. Modesto police have not made a point of expanding their search, and nothing seems to indicate Lacey Peterson was ever in Southern California since her disappearance. Gretchen?
Police have been on their trail for months, and this afternoon a trio of robbery suspects is now behind bars. Undercover officers followed the three suspects late last night after allegedly seeing them rob a Ralph's supermarket in Reseda. One suspect reportedly wounded by shotgun pellets and another bitten by a police dog as they were taken into custody a few blocks away. Detectives say the three have been terrorizing stores in the San Fernando Valley for months.
These suspects were definitely a danger, and they were terrorizing these markets in the neighborhood, and they had been ongoing for some time. And the problem was that they were concealing themselves with ski masks and what have you, so it necessitated a little more effort in locating them.
The officers are members of the controversial Special Investigations Section, a secretive undercover unit that's been criticized in the past for how it handles investigations.
Across the country, Americans are celebrating the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on this, the birthday of that slain civil rights leader. CBS 2 News reporter Nikki Jackson is live in the Crenshaw district with the story of today's big Kingdom Day parade. Nikki?
Hi there. Lots of people gathered together in the Crenshaw district today, all in a very celebratory mood. And while they honored the legacy that is Dr. Martin Luther King, they also took his lessons into their own lives. It is a day to celebrate Dr. King's life and his teachings, which many say still apply to the world we live in today.
I think along with Dr. King's dream is to keep peace.
It is a colorful display where people of all races have joined together, many promoting Dr. King's peace and not war. Some find reason within Martin Luther King's words.
We have to treat all the world as equals and not oppress some people and uplift some other people.
He not only fought for the black people, he fought for everybody's freedom.
And while freedom may mean different things in our patriotic and democratic society, for these people, it means the ability to honor a great leader's legacy. even if everyone doesn't march to the same tune.
If we follow his dream, I don't think that we will go to war.
I'd be there and defend my country as well. That's what I believe. Same thing Martin Luther King said one day, stand for what you believe. That's what I believe.
Again, a very diverse crowd out here today with more than 200 groups participating in what they call the Kingdom Day Parade. Reporting live in the Crenshaw District, Nikki Jackson, CBS 2 News.
And we have breaking news this afternoon. A shooting inside a Burger King in Pomona. Aaron Fitzgerald flying above that scene in News Chopper 2 with the details. Aaron.
We're still trying to gather information here at the scene. What we know so far is that a child was hit by gunfire. We understand that child was pronounced dead at the scene. Now the Pomona Police Department is on scene. They have a very large crime scene taped off, and they're doing what they can to gather evidence. They do have 3 people in custody, we're told. The sheriff's helicopter who landed at the scene and then took off again, spoke with us briefly, said they do not have all the details on exactly what happened inside, whether or not the child was the target or indeed the victim of a stray bullet. But they do have 3 people in custody, and what we understand now, confirmed reports that the child has been pronounced dead at the scene. We will certainly bring you more information on this shooting when it becomes available. For now, I'm Aaron Fitzgerald reporting live from Pomona. Back to you.
And Aaron will be on the ground with a live report coming up on our news at 5 o'clock from that scene.
Meantime, we have much more news ahead at 4:30, including a family tragedy in Orange County. A mother and her children lucky to be alive this afternoon after a violent knife attack inside their own home.
And it's happened again. Another giant sinkhole swallows part of a major intersection. Why are water mains breaking? Details in a live report. That's at 5.
Plus, what makes women attracted to certain men? It could be the medicine they're taking. Details later in Health Beat.
What's this human? We'll show you how Shamu is preparing for
I like that. Shamu. When I come back, we'll talk about your weather for the next 5 days. Plus, there's some shout-outs in the forecast. I'll see you in just a bit. Right around the corner.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by HMS Capital. And nothing in your loan balance.
Capital. Don't go back to square one for your home loan. Get in the game. Take advantage of our 25, 20, 15, and 10-year refinance programs.
Apply today. HMS Capital does
If you were born between 1918 and 1963, call 1-800-525-6600 now. To find out more about the Heritage Plan. The average funeral now costs over $6,000, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. The Heritage Plan helps your loved ones. It will pay for final and any other expenses. You must be age 40 to 85 to qualify. No physical examination is necessary, and coverage starts as soon as you're accepted. To get free information about the Heritage Plan, call 1-800-525-6600 now. With the Heritage Plan, your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. You also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes, so everything is done just as you want them to be. The Heritage Plan pays cash to your family when you need it most. To get free information about the Heritage Plan and benefits, call 1-800-525-6600. You have no obligation. Operators are waiting for your call, so call now.
1-800-525-6600.
Now, Drew Griffin, Gretchen Carr, and Byron Moran with weather. You're watching CBS 2 News.
An Anaheim family has been torn apart by violence. Mother and 2 of her children wounded in a knife attack. 3 other children now in foster care, and the husband facing attempted murder charges. CBS Orange County Michelle Keeley in Anaheim. Michelle?
He slit the throat of his mother, his children, according to police, and then he attempted to kill himself. Now authorities this afternoon are still asking why.
It's terrible. You can't see. I see in my eyes. I never forget this scene, Everywhere, blood, everywhere.
Harjinder Gill is haunted by the screams of children and the gashes inflicted on them and on their mother. It was about 11 o'clock last night when a woman at the Fairway Village Apartments in Anaheim shouted for help. Police say her husband, 29-year-old Gino Ramirez, had slit his wife's throat, as well as two of his children's.
There's no doubt that he was trying to kill his family with the type of injuries that were inflicted upon him. There was no doubt what he was trying to do was take their lives.
Sharon Christian lives steps away.
Through the backyard, I heard through the patio, just screaming from a woman, the type of screaming I've never heard before. Yelling at, he's killing us, he's going to stab my baby, he's killing my babies, he's killing me. And for at least 4 hours.
Christian, a registered nurse, knew she had to do something immediately. She ran toward the apartment and saw the mother with 3 massive neck wounds, holding twins in her arms along with a kitchen knife. 3 other youngsters in a home witnessed it all. When it was over, 3 family members had been brutally stabbed, an 8-year-old boy and girl and their mother. Gino Ramirez, their husband and father, suffered knife wounds as well, at least some self-inflicted. Authorities eventually got him to surrender. He was placed under arrest at Western Medical Center. His wife and injured children are hospitalized, and today detectives still have no idea what sent the unemployed Ramirez into such a rage. A 2-year-old and 2 one-year-old girls, twin sisters, are in protective custody tonight. Their father is facing 3 counts of attempted murder. I'm Michelle G. live in Anaheim, CBS 2 News.
Michelle, thank you. And Health Beat is next with important information for women taking the birth control pill. We'll tell you about a new study that reveals surprising details about how the pill affects who you are attracted to.
And everybody wondering, what was she thinking? David Sheehan has a look at Laura Flynn Boyle's outfit at the Golden Globes with a comment from her boyfriend, Jack Nicholson.
And taking a live look outside, how long will this spring-like weather last? Byron Miranda has your forecast coming up.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn. Love you, dare. That's something rare.
Say it how it's meant to be said. With 1-800-Flowers.com. Our unique birthday flower cake says happy birthday in a whole new way. Call, click, or come in today.
That's the way it's meant to be.
Turn an ordinary night into an evening of sheer pleasure with the event critics have called elegant, extraordinary, and dazzling. A language so sensual, a story so intense, it takes a tango to tell it. Forever Tango, a must-see, leaves the New York Times. Call now and tell them you'll take 2 to tango.
Live February through 16th at the Wilshire Theater. Tickets on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets or charged by phone.
Forever Tango, for you, for yours, forever.
Ready? Oh, never-ending pancakes done at IHOP.
Right now at IHOP, it's never-ending pancakes. Order a 5-stack of the buttermilk pancakes you love, and we'll be happy to keep them coming. All for only $3.99 every day. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Welcome to the San Antonio Winery, one of Los Angeles' historic and premier tourist destinations. A winery built on tradition and the hard work of the Reboli family, who has crafted some of California's premier wines, like those of their Madalena Vineyard brand. Madalena Restaurant is a tribute to the matriarch of the family and attracts visitors from all over the world. Come to the San Antonio Winery, dine at Madalena Restaurant, and enjoy complimentary tours and tasting of our fine wines. Salute!
At 1-800-Dentist, we're proud of our members. We think they're special. Some of them have been with us for as much as 15 years. Since we started, we've referred more than 3 million people to our members. We choose our members carefully because we want you to feel comfortable visiting the dentist we send you to and feel like you want him or her to be your lifelong dentist. We do all the work, so all you have to do is call.
In today's Health Beat, for better or worse, taking birth control pills seems to change a woman's taste in men. Psychologists say women on the pill take a fancy toward macho types like Russell Crowe with strong jawlines and prominent cheekbones. Women using different contraceptives or none at all seem to fall for more sensitive guys who may not have traditionally masculine features. The Scottish study hints women taking the pill could even be picking the wrong man for a long-term relationship. The assumption is the more sensitive guy makes a better husband.
Byron and I know that.
That is correct.
We're very sensitive guys.
Try to
we
be.
are.
Sensitive
I'll
to the
vouch
weather.
for that. Very sensitive.
You're so nice today. You guys look beautiful on this new set.
Thank you. Isn't it a
You look like
gorgeous
$1 million.
set?
You're not so bad
Nice
yourself,
set.
there.
Why, thank you, sir. That's why I like you, Drew and Gretchen. Happy Monday to you. Happy Martin Luther King Day, too. And we had a beautiful day outside at the parade. It is nice outside right now. We're going to talk about a couple of things. First, though, we're going to show you the almanac page. What was the high for today? Well, we're going to go there right now. Outside, I believe that is Long Beach. And you can see the Queen Mary kind of sort of there.
Convention Center, right?
Convention Center, okay. And the Queen Mary's in the background, right? The high today was 68 degrees. 68 degrees. We're going to go to the currents, and we're going to show you the temperatures across the Southland. It has been a beautiful day. The winds haven't picked up, so although the temperatures are a little cool, or cooler than it was last week, it still feels warm. 67 right now in the valley of Burbank, Encino, Sherman Oaks, and those areas in the nice high 60s. If you drive down to downtown, it's in the mid 60s. How about 67 degrees in Fullerton, 66 in Ontario? Let's go to Van Nuys, 68. And then you take 8 from 68, you get 60. That's the temperature right now in Oxnard. 60 in Santa Monica. Look at the satellite loop. A couple things going on here. We do have some moisture north of us. In fact, there is like moisture all over the place, all around the LA basin. It looks like we'll have clouds and maybe some fog in the morning with the temperatures down a little bit, but the radar should be dry tomorrow. There is a chance of rain just north of Santa Barbara. Aside from that, we're looking for clear weather. Partly cloudy skies to clear weather late in the afternoon tomorrow. You see a trough of low pressure north of us will bring a few raindrops north of us. High pressure in the southwest should keep us dry, and that high will drive to the Nevada area by Wednesday, and the temperatures will be on the increase. All right, your highs tomorrow about 63 in Hemet. We're heading down now, 76 degrees there. 68 in Anaheim, 69 in Burbank. Going to Morongo Valley, how about 61? Your 5-day outlook is calling for a beautiful forecast. It doesn't look like we have any moisture in it except for a little fog, unfortunately. We could use some rain right about now, but we'll fine-tune this again at 5 and 6 and see if I can find a drop or two. We're going to do some shout-outs when I come back at 5 o'clock. Many weather watchers are off today. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we are observing that and giving them the holiday. If you want your child on Channel 2, go to CBS2.com. That will tell you how you can get your kids on the TV here. Now, if you don't have a computer, just give us a call at the station, and we will tell you guys how you can do that. It's nice to be with you on this new set.
Nice to have you here,
All
Byron.
right.
You look great.
Laura Diaz is here with us, too, to see what's happening on the news at 5. Laura.
Drew and Gretchen, thank you. A day of peace ends in tragedy for one Southland neighborhood. A 7-year-old boy is gunned down while not far away. Local leaders remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A Southland hotel is getting threats after the husband of Lacey Peterson spends the weekend there, but has her hometown given up the search. And a safari in the city, how Southland doctors are saving wild animals from local backyards. Plus, move over Shack Daddy. Kobe now has a new name. We'll tell you about that and also the name of his new baby coming up right here at 5 o'clock when I get together with Harold Green.
All right, we'll
Back
see you
to
then. Thank you, Laura.
Like it.
Ahead for us, the red carpet filled with fabulous fashions at last night's Golden Globes, and then there was this. A lot of people asking, what was she thinking? The fashion critics weigh in on some of the more unusual get-ups of the evening. David Sheehan has it all next.
Of course, she's got us talking about her. And later, a pool party for the Super Bowl, Shamu style, preparing for the big game. Stay with us.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by Pontiac, fuel for the soul.
My dad died when I was 6. Then my mom had my little brother. He was born with it. They both got sick and died. This is the room my big sister died in. She had it the worst. She held on for a long time, and I took care of her. Nobody came to help us. We didn't know what to do.
I deal with life and death situations.
We touch a lot of lives every day.
I can't have a bad day.
It's a fight all the way, and for me, I have to win that fight.
People's lives are in your hands.
I've seen kindness heal.
I never get bored. I saved a life.
I know I make a difference.
This is who I am.
There's nothing I'd rather be.
I am a nurse. I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
Be a nurse. A message of caring from Johnson & Johnson.
Blood supplies have plummeted to near critical levels. Your blood is urgently needed. Call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to schedule an appointment to donate blood. Together, we can save a life.
Your Southern California Volvo dealer invites you to the West Coast premiere of Looking Over the President's Shoulder at the historic Pasadena Playhouse, now through February 23rd. Call 626-356-PLAY for tickets.
The Golden Globes celebrated as a dress rehearsal for the Academy Awards and one of the funnest parties of the year, says David. He has his history of producing odd fashion statements, though.
Yeah, and entertainment editor David Sheehan, as you said, is joining us now. David, you say last night was no exception.
No, it's a party. Every year it's become more enthusiastic and more enjoyable. And of course, you know, the awards, they're always one thing. The gowns and the get-ups are another. And last night, that was led by Lara Flynn Boyle of The Practice, who caused the biggest buzz on the red carpet. I mean, even her buddy Jack Nicholson was impressed. Lara Flynn Boyle breezed down the red carpet Sunday wearing a ballerina Barbie, complete with a pink bow anchoring her ponytail and spiked heels secured by pink satin ribbons that wrapped around her bare legs. While reacting to his Best Actor Golden Globe backstage, Jack Nicholson did have a comment about Lara's wardrobe.
Lara's tutu was startling. She's a colorful actress. I really think she's wonderful. I slipped out for a cigarette and I saw her kind of from the back inside, but wasn't sure it was her.
She needs a steak dinner and a new stylist?
I was lucky enough to get a big hug from Sharon Stone, who was wearing a dress that I could only describe as part dominatrix and part flapper.
Well, Sharon Stone, I mean, she's a movie star. But, I mean, it looked like she was trying out for like a Missy Elliott video. I mean, you know, I love her. I do. I love Sharon Stone.
One of the classiest ladies of the evening was Best Actress winner Renee Zellweger wearing a vintage Valentino pulled out of a closet.
It's simple. It's elegant. It's classic. And it's not fussy and it's not trying, you know? That's it, and I like it.
The evening's Best Supporting Actress winner, Meryl Streep, was complimented for her glittery V-neck Giorgio Armani jacket, but backstage she was very candid about herself.
Don't get near me, I smell like a camel.
I think that was a body odor joke. But, you know, the most outrageous awards happening was an ad-lib interruption by Robin Williams at the Broadcast Film Critics Awards over the weekend. And I'm going to have all that later, along with more on the Golden Globes at 5:30. So it's been a wild weekend.
Yeah, there were some courageous outfits on the carpet.
That's a good word. Yeah.
Let's just call them that.
Halloween-esque, I think.
Thanks, David.
Much more news ahead, coming up at 5.
I'm Laura McLaughlin live in Westwood. This weekend, the search for Lacey Peterson came here to L.A. And although it didn't turn up anything today, there are a couple of new developments from up north in Modesto. Coming up at 5, I'll have the latest on the search.
Live in Garden Grove, behind me, the boxes of food begin to pile up as it was volunteers who made this a very special Martin Luther King Day. Details coming up.
But first, unusual football fans, Shamu and friends celebrating the Super Bowl next.
Don't change the channel because we have more money than any other game show on television today.
And this week, contestants are earning more than ever.
Right. Look, you got it right.
Millionaire.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2. Entertainment tonight in the Golden Globes.
Brad Pitt, I love you.
From Jennifer to Renee and Richard inside our exclusive ET photo booth. And why Richard's face is where it doesn't belong.
Richard Gere!
Who's laying on our couch, couple news, and Leo's date. Plus what Matthew Perry said about Joe Millionaire and where we caught Trista.
Jennifer Aniston here. Yes, Jennifer and Brad are here.
Plus the best and worst dressed. Then Diana Ross's drunk driving arrest tape next ET.
That's tonight at 7 on CBS 2.
During Empire's half-off carpet sale, I'm cutting prices in half on all our best stain-resistant carpets. 50% off. That's a lot of cutting for a lot of savings. We'll bring samples to your home so you can choose your carpet where you use your carpet. And we'll install next day, complete with padding, with no payments till 2004. Empire's half-off sale. Big price cuts mean big savings.
800-588-2300 Empire.
If you own your own home and you need monthly payment relief due to high credit card balances, problems paying the mortgage or taxes, or just too many bills, you're only human. That's why...
I'm super fan of them all. Shows his sea legs by booting in that extra point. Not a fluke at all. Sports fans in and out of the water expect the Super Bowl to be one killer contest. That does it for CBS 2 News at 4:30. I'm Gretchen Carr.
I'm Drew Griffin. We know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing CBS 2. The CBS 2 News at 5 with Harold Green and Laura Diaz begins right now.
Drew, Gretchen, thank you. Breaking news right off the top on this Monday night. Deadly gunfire in a local Burger King. We'll take you there live.
Tragedy on a day of peace. A 7-year-old boy is gunned down while nearby neighbors march for peace on Martin Luther King Day.
Big developments in the search for Lacey Peterson. A Southland hotel is threatened, and Lacey's hometown perhaps is now giving up the search.
Plus, the earth swallows up a local intersection. How long will the traffic nightmare last?
And will a plan to solve the budget crisis drive you to the poorhouse? CBS 2 News at 5 begins right now.
Now, CBS 2 News at 5.
We begin with breaking news at 5. This is a live picture from News Chopper 2, where a child is dead after gunfire breaks out at a local Burger King. Good evening. I'm Laura Diaz.
And I'm Harold Green. That shooting happening in Pomona today at the Burger King on Fairplex and Holt. We have Aaron Fitzgerald overhead in News Chopper 2 with the very latest from the scene tonight. Aaron?
Well, we're still working on gathering details as far as exactly what happened here. It's a very large crime scene, which could possibly indicate that the bullet that struck the child was a stray bullet. Now, most of the investigation is concentrated around the Burger King, and if you look down to the east, down Holt Avenue, this is where the body is. So you can see quite a distance there. The entire block of Holt Avenue is closed down. They've got tape up everywhere trying to gather as much information as they can. We're told by the sheriff's helicopter that departed a few moments ago that they have 3 people detained for questioning. Now, he did not say they had anybody in custody or they had arrested anyone. He merely said that they were detained. So we don't know if those are eyewitnesses or suspects in this shooting, but we do have confirmation now that that is a child that has been killed at the scene, a sad scene. There are a lot of eyewitnesses from what we can tell. They're taking statements from several dozen people in and around this Burger King here where it appears to have taken place. We're certainly going to stay overhead and bring you the latest as it becomes available to us. For now, reporting live from Pomona, I'm Aaron Fitzgerald, aboard News Chopper 2.
Aaron, thank you for the update. Elsewhere around Southern California and the nation, millions take time today to honor a man of peace. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. preached a message of nonviolence. We have live team coverage of the King Day celebrations. Mark Coogan in the Crenshaw District and Dave Lopez in Orange County. But we begin with you, Mark.
Laura, we have to tell you on this inspirational holiday, the aftermath of the Kingdom Day Parade here in L.A. was marred by fighting among some young people that resulted in 10 arrests. We will get to that later. Let me tell you that for the vast majority of people here at the parade, it was a very thought-provoking celebration. Martin Luther King's birthday holiday in Los Angeles brought out fans and elected officials and lots of people watching and thinking about the King legacy.
It means a lot because he gave his life to make things better for us. And we have to remember that. And we do remember that. And we will celebrate it until the day all of us die.
Stop the spread of HIV in the black community.
There were lots of groups supporting causes on this holiday honoring a murdered civil rights leader. HIV awareness drew a big contingent of marchers.
We don't want your racist war.
And much in evidence the general unease to outright opposition to war in Iraq.
It means that we can only settle our differences at the peace table. If Dr. Martin Luther King was here, he'd be in the forefront of the peace movement that's being reinvigorated.
They're not telling us exactly what the whole issue is about. And I think it's just about someone having, I don't know, power.
And how are race relations 35 years after Martin Luther King's assassination? Certainly not ideal, people thought, but a long way toward the better 35 years down the road.
Overall, they're pretty good. Everybody seems to be getting along with each other. A lot of things are opening up for everybody. So I think overall it's pretty good.
But after the parade was over, some young people got in fights among themselves. According to LAPD, they tell us that officers waded in, some on horseback with clubs, and made 10 arrests. The charges ranging from assault with a deadly weapon to battery on a police officer. Police also tell us 2 officers suffered minor injuries in the scuffling. Live in the Crenshaw area, Mark Coogan, CBS 2 News.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. It's not just enough to preach peace and concern for others. In Orange County, young people are putting what Martin Luther King taught into action. CBS 2 News reporter Dave Lopez, live in Garden Grove with that part of our King Day celebration. Dave?
Well, Harold, is an event that started about 5 years ago and has just grown and grown every year. Behind me, just an example of what these volunteers did today. There are more than 4,000 boxes full of food that will go to the needy in Orange County by the end of the week. And they were all filled by volunteers in the memory of one man. The motto for these volunteers is make it a day on, not a day off. And on this, the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, what would have been his 74th birthday, more than 200 volunteers will fill more than 2,700 boxes of food for the needy, just like Dr. King would like.
It's definitely what he would be doing. I think he'd be proud of us.
Out here doing the boxes and bringing food for individuals, it might be insignificant, but for someone it's real significant. And it's an opportunity for us on our day off to be a day on, and that's what our alumni brothers here at Alpha Phi Alpha try to do.
The Orange County Food Bank normally packs about 500 boxes a day with about 20 to 30 volunteers. On this special day, they had to turn people away.
We actually had to add some more sessions because we had such a huge outpouring of volunteers wanting to volunteer today.
This is the 5th year of this special project, sponsored by Alpha Phi Alpha, the fraternity that Dr. King belonged to during his college days as an undergrad at Morehouse in Atlanta.
Oh, I think this is very significant. When we had a luncheon yesterday for the doctor, and there was over 300 people. I mean, this is our 5th year doing this, so you've got over 200 some odd people here on 2 different shifts. This is a great function.
And as you looked around at the volunteers working side by side, you saw a mixture of races. This is what the doctor wanted.
That's correct. You're not making too big a deal out of it. I think that's what should be happening.
I think it's the honoring Dr. King's memory. Again, it's a great day to go to the beach, but Dr. King's life was dedicated to community service, and especially for young people who are inspired by the world around them.
In the warehouse, on the chalkboard, for all to see the words of the Reverend Dr. King. I have the audacity to believe that people everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity and freedom for their spirit. It was a day indeed that exceeded all expectations of people who put this on. Dr. Martin Luther King came to Orange County once. In December of 1961, he made a speech at Chapman. And as so many of the volunteers said today to me, he would be proud at what he sees today. Indeed, he would. Reporting live from the city of Garden Grove, I'm Dave Lopez, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
Dave, they are words to live by. Thank you. Gunfire shatters a day of peace, leaving a 7-year-old boy dead. It happened on Harris Avenue in Compton around 8:30 this morning. Larry Welk has more. He's live overhead in News Chopper 2. Larry?
Harris Avenue, where a 7-year-old boy died here. He was shot this morning. The investigation continues. Here's what it looked like this morning as authorities arrived on scene. Now, the 7-year-old boy was transported over to a nearby St. Francis Medical Center, where he died from what's described as multiple gunshot wounds. And it was shocking to this entire neighborhood, including some of the sheriff's deputies who arrived on scene. And here's what one of them had to say earlier today. Well, I guess that's not available right now, but
I think it's really tragic that something like this happened on a day that we're celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday. This is the very antithesis of what he taught. You know, he taught nonviolence, and here's an instance of it on his birthday.
Now, the only description of the suspects, 3 males in what's described as a white Ford Bronco that was last seen leaving northbound here on Harris Street. If you have any information that might be able to help out these sheriff's deputies, you're encouraged to call the Compton Sheriffs. But at this point, the only description, 3 people, 3 males in a white Ford Bronco, a 7-year-old boy shot here at the scene. Reporting live overhead, I'm Larry Welk, Chopper 2. Back to you.
Terrible story, Larry. Thank you. There is other news tonight. A famous fugitive on the lam, and tonight Andrew Luster's lawyer is urging him to turn himself in. Luster is the great-grandson of cosmetics company founder Max Factor. He vanished earlier this month during his rape trial in Ventura. Luster's lawyer says that he has no idea where his client is, but he wants him to come back and face the judge. Luster's Toyota SUV was discovered in Santa Monica on 10th and San Vicente yesterday. He is accused of drugging and raping 3 women at his beachfront home near Ventura.
A massive sinkhole at a Southland intersection. The earth opens up, taking the street with it. We'll tell you how long the traffic headache will last.
Stand up to Saddam Hussein. Colin Powell lectures the UN about its backbone.
And will California drivers bear the brunt of the budget crisis? Some lawmakers are putting the pedal to the metal to bail out the state.
And move over Shaq Daddy. Now it's Kobe Daddy. Why the Lakers star has reason to celebrate tonight.
And it's Byron Daddy. And I've got the forecast over the next 5 days. Could there be a raindrop in your forecast? You'll know in a moment. The forecast is right around the corner.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by Honda.
This is the latest edition of the Accord. Totally redesigned from the ground up, offering a new level of refinement in style, comfort, power, and safety. Attributes Honda has always been known for. But don't let your eyes deceive you. After all, affordability is also our heritage.
Soraya Fidel. Switch to breaking news in Pomona. That's where there's been a shooting at a Burger King. Soraya Fidel has the latest for us. Soraya?
Well, Laura, I can tell you police are not saying a lot at this hour. What we do know is that 2 people are allegedly dead here in Pomona. Investigators are here at the crime scene trying to piece all this together. For now, they have shut down Holt Avenue. We're told the shooting happened earlier this afternoon inside a Burger King. Eyewitnesses tell me a male individually allegedly shot his son. And when police arrived, he fled on foot. Authorities are still looking into this crime and are not telling us much.
I seen the school patrol pulled up. When the school patrol pulled up, they immediately called the police, and the police swooped on him. When they swooped on him, they told him, put your hands up. For him to put his hands up, he only put one hand up and reached in his pocket and said, and pulled it out, and boom, they shot him.
Again, a shooting here in Pomona, 2 people allegedly killed. Investigators still on scene trying to piece this together. We will be following the story and have updates for you later on in the newscast. Live here in Pomona, Soraya Fidel, CBS 2 News.
Soraya, thank you for the live report. Now to the latest on the showdown with Iraq. A strong message from Secretary of State Colin Powell to the UN Security Council. That message, stand up to Saddam. Powell's comments come even as Iraq is refusing to allow reconnaissance flights over its territory to aid UN inspectors in their search for weapons of mass destruction. Powell told the gathering in New York that if the UN is to be relevant in world affairs, it must stop Saddam's repeated games.
We cannot be shocked into impotence because we're afraid of the difficult choices that are ahead of us.
U.S. officials will report to the UN Security Council January 27th, and what they find could be the key day in deciding whether to go to war.
Still to come here at 5 o'clock, Southland cities are feeling the squeeze of the state budget crisis, but will local drivers be forced to cough up the much-needed cash?
How much would you pay to go to the Super Bowl? We'll find out what tickets are going for in San Diego.
And Botox isn't just for wrinkles anymore. Now it's solving a smelly problem. We'll explain.
Plus, Byron Miranda has your forecast next.
Having the gang over for the big game bash? Smart & Final has everything you need to make sure your party really scores, including an incredible array of appetizers and a great selection of beverages. Get smart. Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Every year, Americans overpay nearly $1 billion in taxes. Let H&R Block help get your money back. We'll double-check past returns free. Those who refiled with us average $1,300 more.
I never know when I'll have an asthma attack.
Using my inhaler is embarrassing.
The faces of mild to moderate asthma. Is one of them yours? Doctors are conducting a clinical research study investigating an oral, steroid-free, non-inhaler medication that may relieve asthma symptoms. Non-smokers 18 to 70, diagnosed with persistent mild to moderate asthma for at least 6 months may be eligible. Call 877-STUDY-64. If eligible, you'll receive free study medication and related doctor visits.
Take a breath. Make the call.
Buick Rendezvous, as versatile as Southern California.
camping, hiking, beach, wherever. The Rendezvous's made for it.
Plenty of cargo room. With leather-appointed seating, it's $6,000 less than our X300.
The Lexus does not have that third row seat. I got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, and all of their stuff. I need the space.
After cashback, this Rendezvous CX is available for under $27,500. See your Southern California Buick dealer.
Madge doesn't know there's a new soft powder cleanser from Spick & Span.
Feels so soft. Great citrus scent. Spick and Span.
The soft powder cleanser cleans without scratching.
I never saw anything so soft work so hard.
The new soft powder cleanser from Spick & Span.
Run into Smart & Final for warehouse savings, like this new 35-bottle case of Crystal Geyser. Buy 2, get 1 free. Smart & Final Party Wings, 4 pounds, just $3.99.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
The search for Laci Peterson came to Southern California this weekend with new suspicions now raised about the missing woman's husband. Emotions are running high, and he is finally breaking his silence. CBS 2 News reporter Laura McLaughlin is live in Westwood with the very latest. Laura?
Almost a month since the very pregnant Laci Peterson was last seen, and now as her February 10th due date draws near, her family is extremely anxious to find her. Unfortunately, those answers did not come here this weekend at the DoubleTree Hotel, where there was a search meeting held by her husband, Scott. In fact, if anything, it only stirred up more controversy surrounding him. One day after Scott Peterson brought the search for his wife to the Los Angeles area, volunteers in Modesto began tearing down the command center, not because they're giving up hope, but because allegations are now interfering with their work.
The command center in Modesto was always going to close next Friday. We decided to just close it early because once the allegations of Scott having a girlfriend and a $250,000 insurance policy on Laci came out, we just knew it would be bombarded with media, and we wanted to close it because the volunteers wouldn't be able to concentrate on finding Laci.
This weekend, Scott Peterson was surrounded by the media when he decided to go ahead with an LA search for his wife, Laci, even though volunteers called it off on Friday.
We were just afraid that it would turn into a media circus and the family would be bombarded with questions, which they were yesterday, and that's exactly what it turned into.
Not only extra attention for Scott, but the DoubleTree Hotel as well. Since yesterday's gathering, the hotel has received a dozen threats from people who accuse the hotel of supporting Scott. The hotel says they only let the search meeting go ahead because Laci's family approved. Today, Janie Peterson, Scott's sister, said the Peterson family is standing by him.
Scott has our absolute and complete support, and we do not believe any speculation that he was involved in Laci's disappearance.
Now, we can tell you today that Modesto police admitted detectives are working on several leads that may actually help them solve this case, but they say they don't want to interfere with what they're doing, but tell us they could be close to identifying a suspect in this case. For now, we're live in Westwood. Laura McLaughlin, CBS 2 News.
Laura, thank you. If you think the state budget crisis is just a numbers game, well, think again. Every one of us is going to have to pay, and the latest proposal to fund police and fire at the local level means paying more to register your car. CBS 2 News political editor Linda Breakstone takes a look.
Car registration fees will increase if a coalition of local law enforcement has its way.
With the vehicle license fund is a complete disaster.
The sheriff joined Mayor Jim Hahn and Assembly Speaker Herb Wesson to lobby for a measure which they say will protect police officers and emergency services now threatened by budget cuts.
If we fired every state employee, every park ranger, every prison guard, we would still be $11 billion short.
This crisis is real, and oftentimes people think, is it really going to happen? Well, if we don't have money to pay for the public safety personnel, it will happen.
The proposed average increase for each car is $103 a year, which officials say is a fraction of the DMV fees that motorists saved since 1999. Back then, part of California's surplus was returned through DMV fees. But instead of now increasing those fees, Governor Gray Davis proposed cuts in the monies which would go to local government.
To restore it to the pre-1998 levels, as Speaker Wesson's pointing out, is absolutely crucial to public safety in California.
We cannot compromise public safety in order to balance our budget. Now, if it means taking these measures, like restoring the VLF to pre-1998 measures, like I said, we stand united, ready to take that step.
Mayor Hahn says the city of Los Angeles stands to lose $245 million over the next 18 months. I'm Linda Breakstone reporting in Westchester for CBS 2 News.
What a way to kick off the week. We had the MLK parade. Laura, myself, Byron, we were all there, and we're a little arm weary now. A little arm weary.
And Byron
waving.
wore shorts.
Yes, he did. Scared people half to death.
That is correct. The chicken legs were exposed. We won't do that again for the next couple of days, but it was nice being out there with you guys. Although you put me in a Pinto, but that's okay. Right now, we're looking at LAX. I'll show you the high for today. It was right where we should be for this time of year, 68. The low was 55. That equals double nickels, right? The average, 68 and 49. The sun set at about 10 minutes ago. 60 is the temperature currently in Lancaster. Now, we're going to get in the car, and we're going to drive down to Burbank in the valley, 64 there. The same for Sherman Oaks, Studio City, and those areas. Ontario, 64 too. Low 60s all over the place. If you're going to Fullerton, they're in the mid-60s at 65. Santa Monica's checking in at 60. Oxnard, a nice night there, 59 degrees, or a nice evening, rather. Satellite Loop, you see the clouds north of us, the clouds south and east of us. There are a few clouds in our forecast over the next 24 hours. It doesn't look like there's any rain in our forecast. However, if you're heading up the coast through Santa Barbara, north of Santa Barbara, there should be some rain. Right now it is dry here. Over the next 24 hours, the forecast maps shows green all the way through Central California and maybe just north of Santa Barbara. That looks like the forecast for the next couple of days because high pressure should keep us dry. Hopefully. Not hopefully. We could use some rain. Let me change that. We could use some raindrops in the forecast. Your highs tomorrow, the high spot or the warm spot will be Palm Springs at 76. We'll be in the 60s all over the place. From Lancaster at 68, a nice day there. 68 also in Anaheim. How about Mission Viejo? 65 degrees. 64 in Ventura. 65 in Fallbrook. 63 in Hemet and 66 in Barstow. Your 5-day outlook is calling for a pretty nice warm-up over the next couple of days with the slight chance of fog in the morning. And a few clouds in the forecast, but no rain. Like I said, we could use it, but it doesn't look like we're going to have it. 68 for a high tomorrow, 69 for Wednesday, 71 on Thursday. We have to do a couple of shout-outs to all the folks out there at the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade. Thank you for coming out and supporting Martin Luther King and us and everybody else. And also a big shout-out to Michelle or Jennifer. I didn't get her name right. I don't know if I have the right name, but she took care of me last night at the Golden Glow party. So thank you for keeping me inside instead of outside.
Oh, you named
You've been to all the best places in the last 24 hours.
A lot of fun. Okay,
Well,
guys.
And wear those long pants next year. We're on a mission to find Super Bowl tickets.
Good evening. I'm Craig Figner live in San Diego, Qualcomm Stadium behind me. If you want tickets to this weekend's game, you can find them, but it will cost you. Probably won't believe how much. That story just ahead on the CBS 2 News at 5.
I want to thank Jack Nicholson and General Day-Lewis for giving me this piece of paper.
And that's just the beginning. David Sheehan will show you what else ticked off Robin Williams.
But first, a check on today's market numbers.
Don't change the channel because we have more money than any other game show on television today.
And this week, contestants are earning more than ever.
Right. Oh, you got it right.
Millionaire.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2. Homeowners, thinking about refinancing? Don't go back to square one with another 30-year program. Get ahead of the game. HMS Capital can remove years of payments from your existing mortgage with no application or appraisal fee and nothing added to your loan balance.
I'm Mark Tice, president of HMS Capital. Don't go back to square one with a 30-year home loan. Get ahead in the game and take advantage of our 25, 20, 15, and 10-year refinance programs.
Apply today. HMS Capital is an equal housing lender.
When the engineers that designed the GMC Envoy XL look at a Ford Explorer, what do they see? Not as much front head and legroom as Envoy XL. Envoy XL has the roomiest interior in its class. More cargo space, too. But they do see Explorer still has room to catch up with Envoy. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2003 Envoy XL. Upgrade to professional grade. See the pros at your Southern California GMC truck dealers.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn. In love we share, that's something rare.
Say it how it's meant to be said with a gift from 1-800-Flowers.com. Our unique birthday flower cake says happy birthday in a whole new way. Call, click, or come in today.
That's the way it's meant to be.
Welcome to the San Antonio Winery, one of Los Angeles' historic and premier tourist destinations. A winery built on tradition and the hard work of the Riboli family, who has crafted some of California's premier wines, like those of their Madalena Vineyard brand. Madalena Restaurant is a tribute to the matriarch of the family and attracts visitors from all over the world. Come to the San Antonio Winery, dine at Madalena Restaurant, and enjoy complimentary tours and tasting of our fine wines. Salute!
If you've got Super Bowl tickets, you're sitting on a gold mine. Fans are paying top dollar for the chance to see Oakland and Tampa Bay duke it out this weekend. CBS 2 News reporter Craig Figner is live in San Diego with the very latest. Craig.
Well, Laura, I'll tell you what, the good news is that if you do want to get tickets to this weekend's game, you can still find them. They're out there. We found them today. The bad news is that if you do want to go, this is probably not a trip that you can do on a shoestring. That old economics lesson about supply and demand is being played out at Qualcomm Stadium. If you want Super Bowl tickets, you're not alone. But if you haven't priced them, you're in for some sticker shock.
I need a ticket for my husband, Edward Ramsey. He is a Raider fan, and he really wants to go to this game, and I have $100 for you.
Unfortunately for these football fans, $100 won't get them anywhere close to the game. One San Diego hotel says tickets are out there, but they are not for the frugal.
I get a telephone call from a gentleman that has 2 Super Bowl tickets. He's looking for $7,000 for the pair. Seats are in the end zone, not that great of a seat.
We did try shopping around online, and eBay had the closest thing to value pricing. We found a couple of seats that would be worthless at any other game, $1,125 for this Sunday. And compare that to 4 field seats. They've already been bid up to $9,200. A lot to pay to be here instead of at home. And for these Raider fans, they say for that money, they'd expect the best seats in the stadium.
It's more exciting to see all the football players real live, and you may be able to get close enough to them to smack them on the fanny.
Back here live in San Diego, that's Qualcomm Stadium right there, and that stadium will be ground zero for the football fans. We are told that about 70,000 people is about how many seats they have. Normally that stadium holds 68,000. They've managed to cram in 2,000 extra seats, of course, because it will mean that the game will be just a little bit more profitable. We are live in San Diego. I'm Craig Figner, CBS 2 News.
All right, Craig, thank you. Breaking news in Pomona, where a 2-year-old has been shot and killed.
That's right, I'm Sarai Fidel, live here in Pomona. 2 people dead, a victim, a 2-year-old. We'll have that story coming up.
Sherman in Van Nuys, where a sinkhole has made a mess of this Van Nuys neighborhood. We'll give you an update on the cleanup process in just a little bit.
And will the LAPD be there when you have an emergency? We'll tell you which neighborhood has the slowest response time from police.
And you might call it an illegal safari in the city. We'll show you what's being done to rescue wild animals from Southland backyards.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by El Pollo Loco.
Whoa! Want to feed the family without breaking the bank?
Great food doesn't have to cost a fortune. Stop by El Pollo Loco and try their famous flame-broiled chicken, pollo bowls, burritos, and delicious side dishes. It's food the whole family will enjoy.
Hey, looking for a great dinner? Woo-hoo! At a great price?
Now at El Pollo Loco, 10 pieces of chicken, legs and thighs, warm tortillas, and fresh salsa, just $6.99.
When things get crazy, hey, you need El Pollo Loco.
CBS February.
Here comes the magic.
CSI Miami will rock your world.
This is the place.
Television's most watched new show is about to get even better.
Let it rip.
All new episodes.
We're crime scene investigators.
All new cases.
This is our primary crime scene.
It will leave you breathless.
You're not gonna believe this.
Tonight, see why it's the People's Choice winner.
Nice.
CSI Miami, CBS Tonight.
Work-related injuries happen every day. Did you know that you may be able to receive up to $560 per week in disability benefits as well as job rehabilitation and medical care at no cost to you? Your immigration status is not important. Call the Work Injury Network at 1-866-500-1234. Find out what you may be able to receive. We've helped thousands of people with all types of work-related injuries and can do the same for you. Don't wait. Call us now at 1-866-500-1234 for your evaluation. 1-866-500-1234. Si habla español.
If you knew about the person who slept with the person who slept with the person who slept with the person who slept with, well, you'd never go without protection again. For more about HIV/AIDS, call toll-free 1-866-344-NO.
Now, CBS 2 News at 5:30.
Breaking news out of Pomona. We've just learned a 2-year-old boy was shot and killed at a Burger King restaurant. Good evening and welcome back. I'm Harold Green.
I'm Laura Diaz. Here's the latest at 5:30. Investigators are still on the scene of that shooting. CBS 2 News reporter Soraya Fadel is live with the very latest. Soraya?
Well, I can tell you, Laura, many people who live and work here are trying to make sense of this tragedy. Police tell us that a man was inside this Burger King eating, and so was a mother and her 2-year-old. Police say the suspect walked over to the mother and shot the toddler. We understand that the toddler is dead, and police tell us that once they arrived on the scene, they attempted to talk to the suspect. He was not paying attention to them. They attempted to use pepper spray on him, and that's when he attempted to allegedly use his handgun that he had in his pocket, and police say that's when officers shot him, and the suspect is also dead. We have learned. We do not know the motive, why this has happened. Still many questions here. This is a very quiet neighborhood. Many people say something like this is very unusual, and it's not common to see this kind of violence. We'll be following this story. We'll have updates for you live here in Pomona. Soraya Fadel, CBS 2 News.
Soraya, thank you for that. A busy Van Nuys intersection, now a bubbling lake, creating a huge sinkhole and a major headache for people who live and work nearby. What began as a small leak is now a giant wet mess at the intersection of Satakoy and Haskell Streets. And that's where our Josh Rubenstein is live tonight with the very latest. Josh.
Harold, some good news to report to you this evening. Water has been restored to this neighborhood here. We're at the corner of Haskell and Satakoy. The bad news, crews have left for the night, which means work is basically at a standstill. Now we're getting our first good look at this sinkhole here, and you can see where these two pipes meet, a 12-inch pipe and a 60-inch pipe, and the fitting between the two is what burst, causing this mess throughout this neighborhood. Water spews from a huge sinkhole in Van Nuys. The water main break at around 2 this morning startled this neighborhood awake. Richard Clissett lives at the corner where the earth collapsed. He says it sounded like an explosion.
Everything was shaking, the things in the kitchen were rattling, and I woke up my wife. I said, earthquake. So she got up, we looked out the window, and we see all this water coming up from the ground.
DWP crews worked through the morning to shore up the side of the hole to prevent any more sinking. Traffic was shut down in the neighborhood to make way for a thick layer of mud that lined the streets and a river of water that rushed out of the collapse. Many residents in the area were without water overnight and into the morning. Johnny Gurley came outside to deal with the problem in his own way. So you have no water right now?
No. It's at 6 o'clock this morning.
And you're just gonna put this in the toilets in the house?
Yeah, to flush the toilets.
Rescue crews that responded to the scene say it was a very dangerous situation. It could have been a whole lot worse if it were the middle of the day.
Clearly, somebody that was not informed could have drove through this like they're going through any amount of stormwater runoff. But we watched the hole develop, and it was a significant hole.
Pat and Abel Banvalos have lived in this neighborhood for more than 40 years. They can't believe the mess.
Sure glad I wasn't driving down this street when it happened.
Amazing, huh?
Oh, really? I understand that was put in 1949, the same year that our houses were built. So, it's old.
Now, just to give you an idea, this hole is about 40 by 40 feet. You could fit about 3 or 4 dump trucks in it. It takes up much of the intersection here. Traffic is going to be a mess over the next couple of days. You've got the 405 freeway off to the east, Van Nuys Airport off to the west, and the Budweiser Brewery up to the north. This is a very heavily traversed area, and it is going to be closed for at least 4 days. We're live in Van Nuys. Josh Rubenstein, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
Josh, thank you. Call a cop and prepare to wait. The number of officers on patrol is near a 5-year low, and that's reflected in the average response time. CBS 2 News reporter Paul Dandridge tells us why that is and what it means, live from Parker Center. Paul?
Laura, 60 days into the administration of the new chief. He's in Washington, by the way, not here today. The LAPD wants to be at least new and improved. That's the image they want. That's the reality they want. But these numbers actually put together by the LA Times fly in the face of that. They compare patrol times, response times from 2 years ago to right now.
911 emergency operator 720.
The LAPD has gotten smaller, with close to 100 fewer officers than it had 2 years ago. As a result, there are fewer police on patrol. Response time has increased the most in areas with the highest crime rate.
It always does. The issue is when you remove resources from the street, the areas of the city that have a high propensity for street crime, violent crime, is going to be impacted more by the less visibility of patrol.
Sir, did they bite the people at all?
Response time throughout the city has gone up, but especially in high crime areas like South Los Angeles. It's gone up more than 3 minutes there. The total time you wait for a police officer in South Central Los Angeles, 10.5 minutes. Former Police Chief Bernard Park says the compressed work schedules are part of the problem, so is the misallocation of resources.
And what's even more critical is not just violent crime, because that's a very small percentage of the call load. What is really reflected in the reduction of service is the regular calls, because that will show a significant droppage also, because response time to those probably has jumped up twofold.
Hit with a high crime spike in November and the highest homicide rate in the country, the LAPD increased resources in South Central, but that did not mean a higher response time.
Those are not patrol officers, and while there was an additional allocation of resources to South Bureau, those aren't patrol officers that handle 911 calls. So I think the numbers really don't reflect the assets that we had deployed in South Bureau during the period of time that they looked at.
So the police are saying the numbers don't tell the tale. They're doing a better job. They also say they're constantly reevaluating and assessing their job and moving people to different places. Critics say, of course, quietly, not too loud, that the honeymoon is still on, that this is a chief who may still be learning on the job. Live from Parker Center, Paul Dandridge, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Paul. Wild animals kept as pets, many become maimed and injured. Now a group of Southlanders is coming to their rescue. We'll show you how.
And he's the man who immortalized the rich and famous in cartoons. Now his long life has come to an end.
You know the music, and the Golden Globes love a song and dance. David Sheehan takes you backstage with the big winners. Coming up next.
With my family, things have to move. So
Hirschfield died. Renowned cartoonist Al Hirschfield died today at his home in New York City. He was 99 years old. Hirschfield's career began back in the 20s, and he was still working at his drawing board as recently as last Saturday. His cartoons and characters captured the stars of Broadway and Hollywood, from Charlie Chaplin to Jerry Seinfeld, and just about every big name in between. Hirschfeld's wife says he died peacefully in his sleep.
Well, the news is much better right here, Harold. It's a horse race, and they're off and running, with one movie looking like the front runner right now. CBS 2 entertainment editor David Sheehan joins us now with a look at the reasons why. David?
Because everybody's snapping their fingers, tapping their toes, and the Oscar race means, I think, this year, Hollywood loves Chicago. First, Best Picture from us broadcast film critics on Friday night. And then last night, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association came in with a major second to that motion, with big prizes once again for my favorite film of the year, Chicago.
Look your hair and wear your buckle shoes.
And the winner is Chicago. Renee Zellweger for Chicago.
Chicago, the vibrant, high-energy, visually electrifying movie version of the Bob Fosse Broadway musical, danced away with the top total of 3 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Comedy or Musical Picture and Best Actor and Actress for Richard Gere and Renee Zellweger.
It's so crazy because even standing there holding it in my hands, I'm in denial with massive imposter syndrome.
How does it feel? I mean, of all the things to get an award for, singing and tap dancing and playing a whole unusual kind of
I said, from now on, that's the clause that goes in the contract. I have to do a tap dance in every movie.
And the winner is Jack Nicholson, About Schmidt.
At this point in your life, you've got a ton of awards and you're like a record breaker. What does it all mean at this juncture?
It means a lot to me. You know, I mean, what does it mean? Okay, well, my children are just old enough to appreciate it. You know, I had done a few serious movies, so they really don't get to see them. They'll get to see this show. You know, I don't know how they'll react to the movie. And there's a lot of things about it. I mean, let's face it, it's a great job to have.
And he does a great job with it. The Golden Globes also made it fairly certain that The Hours and Adaptation will also be running strong in the Oscar race, since both took 2 awards last night. But now, what could be the wildest moment in awards history came on Friday night at our Broadcast Film Critics Awards, when the Best Actor prize was a tie between Daniel Day-Lewis and Jack Nicholson, leaving the short category's only other nominee, Robin Williams, out in the cold.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. It's a tie with 3 people. That's okay, buddy. I just want to thank you. It's so nice to have nothing leaving here. I don't have to thank anybody. You pretty much said you, Robin.
Since they didn't give you an award, you can have
thank you.
of their names in the tie.
Thank you. I want to thank Jack Nicholson and Daniel Day-Lewis for giving me this piece of paper. Has their names on it, not mine. And I'm glad to be left out of this incredible group. I want to thank Jack for, he is to me the greatest actor, and Daniel Day-Lewis the greatest actor, and I'm just a hairy actor. And it's been a wonderful evening for me to walk away with nothing, coming here with no expectations, leaving here with no expectations. It's pretty much been a Buddhist evening for me.
Didn't know he was a Buddhist, but he'll talk to Richard Gere about that.
Oh, he is good.
I thought the Golden Globes were loose.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is really loose.
Great stuff.
The best award show of the year. I think.
Thanks,
Great.
David.
Yeah.
Southern Californians taking time out to celebrate the dream. Coming up at 6, ceremonies marking the Martin Luther King holiday, focusing on King's lasting legacy.
Wild animals illegally kept as pets. Tonight in Special Assignment, we reveal how some Southern Californians are coming to their rescue.
And it's used to stop wrinkles, now a new use for Botox that could solve a smelly problem.
When you've been a quarterback as long as I have, you can be a little controlling. Used to taking charge, barking orders. I guess that's why I like my new Mitsubishi widescreen HD TV so much.
Come to Pacific Sales and experience Mitsubishi high-definition television with Net Command.
You just point and hit play.
Now for a limited time, pay nothing until January 2004.
Heck, I bet I can control just about everything from right here. Pretty cool.
Pacific Sales Home Entertainment, Torrance, Irvine, and Woodland Hills.
Chickens have breasts, wings, and thighs. But no one has ever found the nuggets on a chicken.
It's not there either.
Chicken breast strips from Carl's Jr. Because chickens don't have nuggets.
Want to be the center of attention? Get into a 2003 Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. With $2,000 cash back or 0% APR, they sure look good. That's $2,000 cash back or 0 APR.
Special, 400 grams for $1,999.
Breaking news out of Canada, 7 American skiers have been killed in an avalanche. The avalanche swept down on the group near Revelstoke, British Columbia, that is close to Banff National Park. 13 skiers were rescued. At least 1 was hurt there. Canadian authorities said that the group chartered a helicopter to take them to a remote section of the mountain. It's not yet known where the skiers are from.
A group of Southland vets are rushing to the rescue of some wild pets. In Special Assignment tonight, anchor Linda Alvarez shows us what's done to try to save these animals.
Well, Harold and Laura, we found out that more than 100 wild animals that are often mistreated and maimed are confiscated every year by the Department of Fish and Game. Now, the Paw Project is coming to the rescue of those badly declawed big cats. I want you to see just how the vets surgically rehabilitate the big cats and allow them to walk into a new, pain-free life. The lynx, a threatened species, beautiful in the wild. Huge paws, good for climbing. Also work like snowshoes. Thick fur protects it from the cold. Fur that was almost the death of this 3-year-old called Aspen.
Kitty is going to X-ray.
Aspen's a 50-pound Canadian lynx being given new life by the Paw Project.
Aspen was supposed to be a fur coat. He actually came from a breeder.
A breeder who decided it would take too long to raise Aspen for his pelt and turned him over to Wildlife on Wheels, but not before he declawed the cat.
Unfortunately, declawing is not declawing at all. It's a misnomer. It's deknuckling.
The thick fur on his paws hides the mutilated knuckles and bones underneath. But Aspen's caretakers knew something was wrong.
We thought that the tremors when he would bend down to drink water or eat food was just a characteristic of him. But in watching, we realized that Aspen's been in pain for some years now.
So was this bobcat, rescued from someone who had declawed him and tried to keep him as a pet.
When he got here, we thought he was just suffering from depression, lack of family and things like that. But what we soon discovered is that he was in pain because of his feet. A bone spur popped out through his toe pad.
See how infected it is?
The x-rays tell the story of pain. The Paw Project veterinarians donate their time to rehabilitate these wild animals declawed then abandoned by their owners. They shave away fur on Aspen's paws to prepare for reconstructive surgery.
Look at how awful these look.
It's a groundbreaking procedure.
Now we're taking the cartilage off.
You're looking at the raw bone in Aspen's paw. The doctors work one toe at a time to remove bits of painful cartilage and bone chips left behind by sloppy declawing. Then they reattach the ligaments so the pads can grow back normally. Just 3 weeks later, Aspen is jumping and walking better, acting more like a kitten with catnip than a lynx declawed and destined to a life of pain.
Eventually they have to sit back and walk on their wrists instead of on their toes like they should. And that causes arthritis all over their wrist, their elbow, their shoulder.
But now, because of the Paw Project, Aspen the lynx and Bobby the bobcat will be able to join the other animals at Wildlife on Wheels to educate children.
He's a new cat, completely new.
Well, declawing cats, especially big cats like Aspen, has always been controversial. But there's no question that what happened to Aspen could only be corrected by surgery. Now Aspen is with Wildlife on Wheels, which is an educational program based in Upland that goes to schools to teach kids about wild animals.
That's
Harold
a good
and Laura?
lesson learned.
It is.
Linda.
Yes.
Well, forget wrinkles. We've uncovered a new use for Botox that's making many noses real happy.
Plus, John Gruden takes on his former team as his Buccaneers face the Raiders in the Super Bowl. We'll hear from both sides coming up next in sports.
I'm Gretchen Carr with a look at what's new at 6 o'clock. He jumped bail during his rape trial, but left behind a clue. Are police closing in on millionaire fugitive Andrew Luster? And a deadly shooting inside a Southland fast food restaurant. A gunman kills a young boy. And why the cost of registering your car may soon be going up. Those stories and a lot more when Drew Griffin joins me at 6 o'clock.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by the Home Depot.
Countertops, cabinets. What about tile floor?
No matter how big or small your redecorating project is, you'll find everything you need during the Home Depot Design Event. If flooring is your project, no problem. Right now, purchase install flooring and get a gift card worth up to $250 by mail-in rebate. And you'll pay nothing until July 2003 when you put it on your Home Depot or Expo credit card. Get a new look now at the Home Depot Design Event.
Tonight, why is Lou Ferrigno being so nice to Doug's wife?
He's a giant. If he wasn't nice, he'd have villagers coming after him with torches.
All new King of Queens. Then the guys build themselves a rockin' clubhouse.
You know, Craig, we should shut this door.
All new Yes Dear. Followed by People's Choice winner Ray Romano. Then Welcome to the Hood.
Where do babies come from?
Parenthood.
When a mommy and daddy love each other very much, and there's nothing good on TV.
Still standing. It all happens CBS tonight. And catch Dave on an all-new Lake Show.
Work-related injuries happen every day. Did you know that you may be able to receive up to $560 per week in disability benefits as well as job rehabilitation and medical care at no cost to you? Your immigration status is not important. Call the Work Injury Network at 1-866-500-1234. Find out what you may be able to receive. We've helped thousands of people with all types of work-related injuries and can do the same for you. Don't wait. Call us now at 1-866-500-1234 for your evaluation. 1-866-500-1234. Si habla español.
I have never been to a Grateful Dead concert.
I don't own a car.
I don't want to be an actress.
I have never taken a mud bath. But I'm still a Californian.
So I always look for things grown
Right here.
right here, right here.
In California.
Because I know that buying California-grown products
It's good for California. It's good for California. And that's good for me because
I'm a Californian.
Be Californian. Buy California grown.
The Clippers and the Lakers squaring off tonight for bragging rights here in Los Angeles. Jim Hill out at Staples Center now. Jim?
Well, Harold and Laura, it's kind of amazing. A lot of people want to know if the Papa will be playing tonight. Kobe Bryant indeed will be playing tonight as the Lakers take on the Clippers here at the Sports Arena. You see, Kobe is just as thrilled now about being a father as he was back in training camp when he made the big announcement.
We're 5 months pregnant.
Get out of here.
Yeah. We're 5 months pregnant, so we're excited.
Kobe's going to be a pop.
Yeah, I'm going to be a daddy.
Kobe and his wife Vanessa have reason to smile. Yesterday afternoon, she gave birth to a 6-pound, 14-ounce baby girl, Natalia. And today, his teammates welcomed Kobe to the Parent Club.
Congratulations to Kobe, him and his wife. Heard they had a beautiful daughter. My advice to Kobe is get his rest during the day because the baby will keep him up at night. I have 5 of them, so that means I don't get any sleep at night.
Well, just get prepared for some long nights. It's definitely going to be those nights where the baby's whining and crying and need a little attention. And I'm sure Vanessa's not going to want to get up every night, so just be prepared to get up.
And we'll hear from Kobe coming up in our 6 o'clock sportscast. Meanwhile, as far as pro football is concerned, when you think about it, it won't take that much to get the Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up for Super Bowl 37 as both teams advance to the Super Bowl game with impressive victories yesterday in the AFC and the NFC championship games.
It's kind of like that movie Wizard of Oz, the ding dong, the witch is dead. We won a cold game again. We won a road playoff game. We scored a touchdown here in a vet. So hopefully some of those stories will go away.
Tampa head coach John Gruden can be proud of the team. Yesterday, Buccaneers went into cold Philadelphia and beat the Eagles 27-10 to advance to their very first Super Bowl. He will now face the team he coached just last year. Now, Bill Callahan has done a marvelous job replacing Gruden this season in Oakland. His Raiders beat Tennessee 41-24 as quarterback Rich Gannon threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for another. And for Gannon, his focus is on the Buccaneers and not the coach who is on the other sideline.
This game's not about John. It's not about Bill. It's about the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's really going to be our focus all week.
Will it be very much Super Bowl because you'll be against your former coach and John Gruden?
Well, the week is going to be tough because there's going to be so much talk about that. But the one thing this team has been able to do all year is when it's game time, we've been able to focus and go out and play ball.
It's going to be a little unusual facing, Gruden, but, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm happy to get back. And, I'm just looking forward to the challenge.
Raider fans are already in San Diego, and I'll be in San Diego starting tomorrow with 5, 6, 11 as we get ready for Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl number 37, Sunday in San Diego, the Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk about some hockey. Because it was the holiday today, Martin Luther King Day, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks played a rare afternoon game at the Pond in Anaheim, and some Anaheim fans were hoping to see their team double their pleasure at the expense of Minnesota. On Saturday in Minneapolis, but today they just couldn't hold a 1-goal lead. Antti Luukkonen scores with just over 2 minutes of play in overtime. The Blues by score of 2-1. The men's top seed at the Open has been eliminated. Naui wins it 4 sets. Final score is 6-7, 7-7, 6-4. Hewitt was trying to become first Australian men's champion at the Aussie since 1976. But once again, tonight here at the Staples Center, it's the Lakers going against the Clippers. Of course, we'll have another live update for you coming up at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from the Staples Center, Jim Hill, CBS 2 News. Laura Harold, back to you now.
All right, Jim, thank you. New clues tonight in the search for a Max Factor heir who's on the run.
I'm Christina Penza in Santa Monica. Police found the SUV belonging to Andrew Lester, the fugitive on trial for rape. Now his attorney has a message for his client. I'll have an exclusive interview coming up.
Live in Pomona, where tragedy has hit a 2-year-old shot and killed. We'll have that story coming up.
Don't change the channel because we have more money than any other game show on television today.
And this week, contesting more than ever. Tonight, 7:30 on CBS 2. Presenting Blue from American Press. With no annual fee. And each every pros 0%.
I think you're going to miss the ending.
Actual contract.
Instead, update cable and KCAL for 3 months free. Now, movies, sport, pay-per-view, plus little channels at no extra cost. Internet that's 25 times faster. Dial time with extra cost. Plus 1 month high internet. Hurry up and we're first. Call and update cable today.
That's CBS News. Hope you enjoyed the Harold Laura, thank you. Straight ahead, a deadly shooting inside a food restaurant. They're killing it. Remembering the lasting legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. CBS 2 News at 6 starts now. Breaking news in Pomona, where shots rang out inside this fast food restaurant, ended the life of a 2-year-old boy before by police.
Andrew Griffin, here what's happening. With that shooting in Pomona, we now know that 2 people are dead, one of them a 2-year-old boy. CBS 2 News reporter Soraya Fidel is live at the Burger King in Pomona, where that shooting happened. Right?
Well, I can tell you many people who live and work here are trying to make sense of this violent tragedy here in Pomona. A 2-year-old shot and killed while he was eating lunch with his mother here inside this Burger King. It happened shortly after 1:30. Police tell us they don't know the motive, and they're trying to put this crime all together, trying to figure out why this happened. Officers tried to apprehend the suspect and use pepper spray, and that's when the suspect pulled out a handgun.
They immediately called police. The police swooped on him. They told him, "Put your hands up." For him to put his hand up, he only put one hand up. He reached in his pocket and said,
Back here live, so many questions again. 2 people dead, and investigators are trying to piece this all together. I am joined here live with Sergeant Joanne Crabb. Joanne, how do you explain or make sense of this? Was there any relationship between the suspect and this victim?
Well, there really is no sense of it as of yet. Apparently, this was totally unprovoked. What we know is that the suspect was eating at the Burger King, walked up to the victim, and shot the victim. According to witnesses, there was no relationship to the victim whatsoever.
And what happened once the suspect shot the victim? Can you lead us up to that point?
The suspect fled the location. Our officer, along with an officer from the Pomona Unified School District Police, detained the suspect and became involved in an officer-involved shooting with that suspect.
What was he saying to the officers as they were trying to apprehend him?
He was indicating that he wanted to be shot.
At this point, where do you guys stand in this investigation?
This investigation has been turned over to the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, so they'll be handling everything.
Okay, thank you. Back here live in Pomona, still many questions. Tragedy, a 2-year-old dead, the suspect dead. Investigators are trying to piece all this together. Live here in Pomona, Soraya Fidel, CBS 2 News.
Soraya, thank you. Police are looking for 3 men in a white Bronco accused in the deadly shooting of a 7-year-old boy. It happened around 8:30 this morning in Compton. The boy was rushed to the hospital where he died around 2 this afternoon. Police say it all started with an argument over a traffic accident. The boy was hit by stray bullets as he watched from a yard nearby.
I think it's really tragic that something like this happened on a day that we're celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday. This is the very antithesis of what he taught. You know, he taught nonviolence, and here's an instance of it on his birthday.
Anyone with information about this shooting is urged to call the LA County Sheriff's Department.
And elsewhere, Gretchen, some minor violence marred even the Kingdom Day parade in the Crenshaw district. What's important, though, is that millions all across America took time today to honor a man who preached peace and nonviolence. CBS 2 News reporter Mark Coogan is live in the Crenshaw district with more on the celebrations honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. Mark?
Drew, after the parade was over, there was some fighting among young people, and police moved in and made 10 arrests. But compare that number 10 with the 150,000 people, that is the police estimate, the 150,000 people who turned out to see the parade and made this the biggest Kingdom Day parade in LA ever. The parade, the marching units were just the beginning, just skimming the surface of a day to celebrate the legacy of a murdered civil rights hero.
It's about the strides that we made, where we've come from, where we're at today.
University professor Christopher Chima recalled arriving in the U.S. from Nigeria on Martin Luther King's birthday in 1975.
The dream is the most important thing because we all need this dream so that everyone can have a good future, a bright future in America for everybody.
But on a day of remembrance, current events came crowding in.
We don't want your racist war.
None more current than the possibility of war in Iraq.
We can only settle our differences at the peace table. If Dr. Martin Luther King was here, he'd be in the forefront of the peace movement that's being reinvigorated.
So how are race relations? Some in the crowd noted the general absence of whites and Latinos and Asians among the parade watchers.
The world is still divided, and it's still a matter of dividing race, creed, kind, and it's not what he really wanted. It's better than it was, far better than it was, but it's not really what he wanted, I would dare say.
Then after the parade was over, as people were going home, some young people got involved in fighting in the LAPD, some on horseback, some swinging batons moved in. They made 10 arrests. The charges up to and including assault with a deadly weapon and battery on a police officer. Live in the Crenshaw area, Mark Coogan, CBS 2 News.
Mark, thank you. A family tragedy in Anaheim. A mother and two of her children are recovering tonight from stab wounds the police say were inflicted by her husband, the children's father. CBS 2 News Orange County reporter Michelle Geely is live in Anaheim with that story. Michelle?
Gretchen, what happened here in Anaheim to cause a father to allegedly slit the throats of his wife and two of his children? It's a question police still can't answer tonight.
It's terrible. You can't see, I see in my eyes, I never forget this scene, you know. Everywhere, blood, 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 everywhere.
Harjinder Gill is haunted by the screams of children and the gashes inflicted on them and on their mother. It was about 11 o'clock last night when a woman at the Fairway Village Apartments in Anaheim shouted for help. Police say her husband, 29-year-old Gino Ramirez, had slit his wife's throat, as well as two of his children's.
There's no doubt that he was trying to kill his family. With the type of injuries that were inflicted upon them, there's no doubt that what he was trying to do was take their lives.
Sharon Christian lives steps away.
Through the backyard, I heard through the patio, just screaming from a woman, the type of screams I've never heard before. And the yelling that he's killing us, he's going to stab my babies, he's killing my babies, he's killing me. And this went on for at least 4 minutes.
Christian, a registered nurse, knew she had to do something immediately. She ran toward the apartment and saw the mother with 3 massive neck wounds, holding twins in her arms along with a kitchen knife. 3 other youngsters in the home witnessed it all. When it was over, 3 family members had been brutally stabbed, an 8-year-old boy and girl and their mother. Gino Ramirez, their husband and father, suffered knife wounds as well, at least some self-inflicted. Authorities eventually got him to surrender. He was placed under arrest at Western Medical Center. His wife and injured children are hospitalized, and today detectives still have no idea what sent the unemployed Ramirez into such a rage. Of Ramirez's 5 children, 2 are in the hospital, 3 are in protective custody tonight. Police are telling us that Ramirez faces 3 counts of attempted murder. I'm Michelle Geely in Anaheim. Back to you in Los Angeles.
Michelle, thank you. An urgent plea to a famous fugitive on the lam tonight. Come back and face the music. That is from his attorney, Andrew Luster's attorney, the heir to the Max Factor fortune. CBS 2 News reporter Christina Penza was the only reporter to speak with Luster's lawyer today, and she joins us now from Santa Monica with the latest.
Well, Drew, a neighbor actually called police after seeing the SUV parked here on 10th Street. It was apparently abandoned. Now, today, police are still looking for Andrew Luster, and his attorney spoke with me exclusively about the discovery here, and he also had a message for his client. Right over here. Attorney Roger Diamond met me at the spot on 10th Street where police found his client's abandoned SUV yesterday. Fugitive Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor cosmetic fortune, vanished January 3rd during the highly publicized rape trial that could send him to jail for life. Do you have any idea why your client's car would be here?
I have no idea, but I have to tell you that the court has gagged the defense.
That gag order limits what Diamond can say about the case, where Luster is accused of drugging and raping 3 women and videotaping the acts at his Muscle Shoals beach house. In court, Diamond argued it was consensual sex. What he will say about his missing client today.
I have nothing to do with his departure. It was a total surprise to me. I was working on his case Saturday, interviewing a key witness, and apparently, according to the reports, he'd already left.
Now, here's an interesting note. Andrew Luster disappeared on a Friday. Whoever parked the car here might have realized that it wouldn't be ticketed for at least a week when the street cleaners came around. A neighbor I spoke with last night, Kathy Rubens, tells me she first noticed the Toyota 4Runner parked near her home more than 2 weeks ago, about the time Luster skipped out on his $1 million bail.
I just knew it wasn't my neighbor's car and it didn't belong in the neighborhood. Street cleaning is on Thursdays, and they ticketed it for 3 weeks.
They have the car, but the question remains, where in the world is Andrew Luster? If you could talk to your client, if you could say something to your client right now, what would it be?
To come back. Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating.
And the jury will resume those deliberations tomorrow. As for Luster, of course, he is still on the run, and detectives now have a clue, at least a clue. What's likely to happen next is that they will try to get a search warrant from a judge to get inside that SUV and see what evidence they may find. In Santa Monica, Christina Penza, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Christina. Still ahead for us, several Americans killed in an avalanche in Canada. We'll have video just into the CBS 2 newsroom. Also, the state budget crisis could mean Southland drivers have to cough up more cash. Stay with us to find out more.
And this amazing sight in Van Nuys, a huge sinkhole, creates big headaches for drivers and repair crews. Much more to come. Stay with us.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by Buick.
Buick Rendezvous, as versatile as Southern California.
Camping, hiking, beach, or wherever. The Rendezvous's made for it.
Plenty of cargo room. With leather-appointed seating, it's $6,000 less than our X300.
The Lexus does not have that third row seat. I got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old and all of their stuff. I need the space.
After cashback, this Rendezvous CX is available for under $27,500. See your Southern California Buick dealer.
Verizon has some good news for everyone in your world. Introducing the International Choice Plan. Now you can enjoy new low rates on all your direct dialed international calls. So you can call around the world anytime for less. With rates this good, you can just ask, how's the weather? Or get Muti's strudel recipe straight from Muti. Or even find out who's hot in Bollywood. And these low rates are good the world over. Even down under.
Just call 1-800-331-6065 to sign up for our lowest rates ever, like 18 cents a minute to the Philippines, 10 cents to South Korea, and 10 cents to Italy.
And keep friendships blossoming year-round.
Call to sign up or visit your local Verizon Plus store. Spend $25 or more on long distance per month, and the fee's just $2.95.
So get ready to start your world tour. Verizon. Make progress every day.
Got your menu worked out for that special get-together you're planning? Sure you do. Why not entertain in style with delicious gourmet party platters from the Honey Baked Ham Store, where you can choose from a wide array of distinctive, fresh-made honey-baked temptations. Still thinking cold cuts? Or maybe pizza? Probably not. So stop by the Honey Baked Ham Store and treat your guests to something truly delicious. Call 800-706-0141 for the Honey Baked Ham Store nearest you.
Breaking news now, an avalanche in Canada has killed 7 American skiers. This video is just coming in from Durand Glacier in Revelstoke, British Columbia. 13 other skiers have been rescued. There aren't many other details just yet, but the survivors are being rushed to the hospital.
And good news for residents of Van Nuys tonight. Crews have now restored water to homes and businesses there after a giant sinkhole washed away the intersection of Saticoy and Haskell. It began as a small leak but soon grew to a lake about 30 by 40 feet. That's big enough to put 3 or 4 dump trucks into.
Clearly, somebody that was not informed could have drove through this like they're going through any amount of stormwater runoff. But we watched the hole develop, and it was a significant hole.
Officials say it's a good thing it all happened at 2 in the morning and not during the day when there was traffic at the intersection, because things could have been a whole lot worse, and I believe it.
Coming up, Byron Miranda has your forecast.
I think we have a beautiful forecast. When I come back, we'll talk about it. Plus, we have a couple of shout-outs. What about the kids? I'll let you know. Your forecast is right around the corner.
Not so beautiful here, but you may want to shout out after hearing this story. The state budget crisis, driving force that may mean you pay more at the DMV. We're going to explain.
Having the gang over for the big game bash? Smart & Final has everything you need to make sure your party really scores, including an incredible array of appetizers and a great selection of beverages.
Get smart.
Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Homeowners, thinking about refinancing? Don't go back to square one with another 30-year program. Get ahead of the game. HMS Capital can remove years of payments from your existing mortgage with no application or appraisal fee and nothing added to your loan balance.
I'm Mark Tice, president of HMS Capital. Don't go back to square one with a 30-year home loan. Get ahead in the game and take advantage of our 25, 20, 15, and 10-year refinance programs.
Apply today. HMS Capital is an equal housing lender.
Attention truck shoppers, drive home with 0 down, plus get 0% financing for 5 years at From Dodge. You'll save on California's largest inventory of Rams and Dakotas, regular and extended cabs. Plus, get 0 down and 0% financing for 5 years. Drive new and let your money work for you at the #1 Dodge truck dealer, From Dodge, on the 15 freeway at the 2nd Street exit in Norco. Call 1-866-NOW-DODGE.
Work-related injuries happen every day. Did you know that you may be able to receive up to $560 per week in disability benefits, as well as job rehabilitation and medical care at no cost to you? Your immigration status is not important. Call the Work Injury Network at 1-866-500-1234. Find out what you may be able to receive. We've helped thousands of people with all types of work-related injuries and can do the same for you. Don't wait. Call us now at 1-866-500-1234 for your evaluation. 1-866-500-1234. Si habla español.
Mike is a newlywed whose credit was ruined when his identity was stolen. Now he's deeply in debt.
To the tune of how much money?
Anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000.
But that's not the worst part. Wait till you see who did this to him. An Eye on America report tonight on the CBS Evening News on CBS 2.
Run into Smart & Final for warehouse savings, like supersized Lay's or Ruffles potato chips, 2 for $5, and Corona Extra or Light Beer 12 bottles, just $9.99.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
Car registration fees could be going up if a coalition of law enforcement officers and local politicians have their way. All of it thanks to the state's gigantic budget crisis. LA County Sheriff Lee Baca joined Mayor James Hahn and Assembly Speaker Herb Wesson to explain the need for higher fees. Now, back in 1999, Governor Gray Davis used the state's surplus to slash DMV fees, but instead of increasing the fees in light of the new deficit, the governor wants to just cut the amount of money Sacramento sends to local governments.
We cannot compromise public safety in order to balance our budget. Now, if it means taking these measures, like restoring the VLF to pre-1998 measures, like I said, we stand united, ready to take that step.
Under the proposal, fees would increase on average $103 a year.
Better news in the weather, perhaps. Byron Miranda here with that.
It's all good. You know, I quote MC Hammer when it's all good, and it's all good, guys, for the next couple of days. Doesn't look like we're going to see any rain, although we could use some raindrops in our forecast, but we'll talk about maybe some fog, plus a shout out or two, and then we'll tell you where the mini weather watches are. And happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Let's go outside and show you the high for today. It was 68 degrees. Your average high for this date is what? 68, right? It's right there on your almanac page. The sun set at 5:10 p.m. and the record for this day is 82. Let's show you some of the currents across the Southland. We're going to start with temperatures all over the Southland. If we can go to that right now, please. 59 degrees will start in Burbank in the valley. So Sherman Oaks, Valley Village, Studio City, those areas in the high 50s. Also in the high 50s along the coast at Santa Ana. If you drive over to Riverside, 59 degrees there too. How about LAX? 58. So you kind of need a jacket outside, a light windbreaker at this point. 57 is the temperature in Oxnard. Now look at the satellite loop. You have clouds low clouds north of us, but LA, for the most part, has been in the clear since the afternoon. Down to San Diego, it's clear too. But there is some fog in the forecast overnight into the morning hours. No rain in the forecast from Pasadena through Long Beach, although you see a little green right there in San Bernardino. Don't worry about that. North of Santa Barbara, if you're heading up to Santa Barbara, there's a slight chance of rain there. If you're heading to Fresno over the next 24 hours, yes, there's some rain in the forecast because the trough of low pressure just off the coast will act as the lifting mechanism to give us some raindrops, it looks like, through the central coast. Unfortunately here, the big H, you see the H just off the coast, high pressure off the coast, will block the moisture from heading this way. So the best we'll see is some fog. It doesn't even look like drizzles in the forecast for the next 5 days. Temperatures on mañana. Tomorrow's forecast is calling for a 60 in Apple Valley. If we get in the plane and drive, or you don't drive a plane, you fly a plane, Byron, I know that. Sorry about that. To Marietta, it's going to be in the 60s. We're going to fix that. About 65 degrees, 69 in Riverside, 65 in Mission Viejo, 64 degrees in Ventura, and 59 at Big Bear Lake. The warm spot on the map is Palm Springs. 76 will be the high. Let's go to Morongo Valley. 61 degrees there, 63 in Hemet, and 68 to recap for downtown Los Angeles for tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And that'll be a happy Tuesday, yes. How about 69 degrees with a slight warm-up on Wednesday into Thursday? It looks like by the weekend we'll be in the mid-70s. The valleys could be in the upper 70s to low 80s. We do have a shout-out to a beautiful woman of 73 years old, or 73 years young. She is Miss Ollie Bertha. Ollie Bertha watches us all the time. Thank you very much for tuning in to Channel 2, and the kids will be back tomorrow. Today is a holiday for Martin Luther King. We're going to observe that and not make the kids work.
They got the day off.
Ollie will be the kid today.
Ollie is a kid in heart.
Thanks, Byron. Sports coming up next.
Here at the Staples Center, let me tell you, we're going to talk some NFL football as we get ready for Super Bowl 37. And Kobe Bryant, just a couple of moments ago, talked for the first time about the birth of his daughter. We'll hear from Kobe and a lot more coming up next in sports.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by SBC.
SBC Pacific Bell is now simply SBC. New look, same great service, SBC.
If you own your own home and you need monthly payment relief due to high credit card balances, problems paying the mortgage or taxes, or just too many bills, you're only human. That's why it's time to call home. Home loan funding can help you, just like we've helped thousands of homeowners since 1980. If your current adjustable mortgage rate is above 3.95%, call Home Loan Funding. Tapping into your home's equity is as simple as calling home. Home Loan Funding, simply lending billions for decades. Call us today.
Entertainment tonight in the Golden Globes.
Brad Pitt, I love you.
From Jennifer to Renee and Richard inside our exclusive ET photo booth. And why Richard's face is where it doesn't belong.
Richard Gere.
Who's laying on our couch, couple news, and Leo's date. Plus what Matthew Perry said about Joe Millionaire and where we caught Trista.
Jennifer Aniston here. Yes, Jennifer and Brad are here.
Plus the best and worst dressed. Then Diana Ross's drunk driving arrest tape next ET.
That's tonight at 7 on CBS 2.
Whoa! Want to feed the family without breaking the bank?
Great food doesn't have to cost a fortune. Stop by El Pollo Loco and try their famous flame-broiled chicken, pollo bowls, burritos, and delicious side dishes. It's food the whole family will enjoy.
Hey, looking for a great dinner? Woohoo! At a great price?
Now at El Pollo Loco, 10 pieces of chicken, legs and thighs, warm tortillas, and fresh salsa, just $6.99.
When things get crazy, hey, you need El Pollo Loco.
SBC Pacific Bell is now simply SBC. New look, same great service, SBC.
Now let's check with Carrie Kilbride from our sister station KCAL 9 across the hall for a look at what they're working on for tonight at 8. Carrie?
Gretchen, thank you. A Southland hotel is now the center of a volunteer effort for the search for Lacey Peterson. Also, the target of threatening phone calls. We'll have the latest on the investigation for the missing Modesto woman in a live report. And we continue to follow a developing story. A 2-year-old boy gunned down in Pomona at a fast food restaurant. Those stories and more when Pat Harvey joins me on KCAL 9 News at 8. We'll see you then. Now back.
Carrie, thank you. It is a big day in the Laker family, and Uncle Jim is down at Staples Center with a look at that. Jim?
Yes, indeed. I have a new niece.
Aw, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Let me tell you something. I was sweating this one out. But can you imagine how Kobe was sweating it out? Kobe Bryant became a father for the very first time yesterday. His wife, Vanessa, gave birth to a daughter named Natalia. And just a couple of moments ago, Proud Papa talked about the firstborn in his family.
I feel great. I feel great.
Tell us about it. Did you hang in there? Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, saw the whole thing, you know.
Did you cut the cord?
Did that too. Didn't pass out. Nothing.
So who does she look like?
She looks just like Vanessa. Just like her, thank God.
That's a good thing, right?
It is, man. It is. She looks just like her. I mean, it's right on.
She got any hair yet or anything?
Yeah, head full of hair, just like her mama.
19 inches sounds just like her dad, too.
19 and a half inches, nice and long, you know, long legs. So yeah, she's looking good.
That's what you want.
Yeah, he's getting me ready. See, he's getting me ready.
Has this experience been all that you thought it would be?
It has been. It went by so fast too. You know, it seemed like yesterday we were just kind of talking about, you know, looking at it and saying, oh, you're starting to show a little bit now, and you know, now she's here. And you know, we documented everything, so we have all the ultrasound pictures and baby showers and all this. You know, and now she's here, so one day we can show all the photographs and all the memories.
So Kobe's a new pop, and of course he will be in action tonight as the Lakers take on the Clippers. We'll have those highlights for you at 11 o'clock tonight. As far as pro football is concerned, let the hype begin, because Super Bowl 37 is coming up this Sunday down in San Diego between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and, of course, we're talking about the Oakland Raiders, that's for sure. The Buccaneers left Tampa this morning to a hero's farewell as thousands of fans showed up at the stadium to say goodbye and good luck. And the players hope to return next Monday with a Super Bowl trophy.
We can't wait. You know, it's time. You know, the city deserves a championship, and you know, we got the optimal opportunity to get it, and let's go out and do it for the fans.
You know, I don't think it's even sunk in yet. It just feels like another game that we've won, and I think once we finally get situated in San Diego and start preparing for obviously the biggest game of the year, then I'll sink in a little bit more.
And I'll be in San Diego starting tomorrow at 5, 6, and 11 all week long, bringing you live reports as we get ready for Super Bowl 37. But tonight, it's the Lakers and the Clippers highlights at 11 o'clock. Reporting live from the Staples Center, Jim Hill, CBS 2 News. Gretchen and Drew, back to you now.
Jim, thank you so much for that. And now, here is a look at what we're working on for the CBS 2 News at 11. A toddler is dead. The suspect is dead. And now police try to figure out what happened and why. Plus, important information for women with heart disease, why you may not be getting the treatment you need. It's all ahead tonight on the CBS 2 News at 11 with Harold Green and Laura Diaz.
And that's it for us at 6. We know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing us, CBS 2.
For the latest local news, turn to our sister station, KCAL 9, for news at 8, 9, and 10, followed by the CBS 2 News at 11. I'm Gretchen Carr.
I'm Drew Griffin. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next.
Next on KCAL 9 News at 8, a man opens fire in a Southland fast food restaurant, hitting a small boy. Police respond with gunfire. We're live with the very latest.
Also, a young boy is caught in the crossfire of deadly gunfight. We'll have details next.
He had a dream and a message of nonviolence, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thousands come out to pay tribute.
And the earth opens up in Van Nuys. Get ready for a traffic nightmare. We are live with the latest on this huge sinkhole. KCAL 9 News at 8 starts right now.
Now, Pat Harvey, Carrie Kilbride, and Byron Miranda with weather. You're watching KCAL 9 News at 8.
And we begin tonight with breaking news, a shooting in Lincoln Heights.
Larry Welk is live in Sky 9 over the scene. He joins us with the latest. Larry?
Carrie and Pat, that's right. This shooting here on the 2700 block of Lincoln Park Boulevard happened right in front of these apartment buildings. Now, 4 people were hit by gunfire, one of them in critical condition, all of them transported to nearby County General Hospital. Right now, investigators on scene trying to piece it all together. But a shooting here in Lincoln Park leaves 4 people down. Reporting live overhead, I'm Larry Welk in Sky 9. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, Larry, thank you. A tragic story we're following tonight. A 2-year-old boy is dead, shot inside a Burger King in Pomona.
Well, the boy's mother tells police the man stood up and started shooting. Jennifer Salvi is live in Pomona with new information. Jennifer.
Pat, if this story actually played out the way the police believed it did now, it is almost unbelievable. A mother takes her toddler to this fast food restaurant for a burger. It turns out to be his last meal. It was the height of lunch hour, and this Pomona Burger King was busy with people. Two of them, a mother and her 2-year-old son, were sitting here. At a nearby table, two men, apparently strangers.
And the mother has indicated that there's no relation whatsoever. She doesn't know this individual. Apparently unprovoked, he gets up, walks over, and shoots the victim, and then flees.
He runs to a strip club about a block away, where police find him at a payphone and try to talk him in.
However, the suspect began making statements such as, "Just shoot me."
That's when police say they decided to pepper spray the man in an effort to subdue him, but police and witnesses say he was not.
Police swooped on him. When they swooped on him, they told him, "Put your hands up." For him to put his hands up, he only put one hand up and reached in his pocket and said, and pulled it out, and boom, they shot him.
The suspect lay dead in the street, the little boy pronounced dead in an ambulance, and customers left panicked and perplexed.
I was in the drive-thru trying to get, some hamburgers. And while I was waiting, people just ran out of the restaurant and started screaming, "Go get that guy."
Well, everybody turned and, it was pandemonium. And everybody was just crazy.
Now, those customers, along with a man who was sitting at the table with the suspect, are now being questioned by police. None of them have been allowed to leave because, as you might imagine, what they know and what they saw is crucial to figuring out why. As for why, right now, police have no motive. One privately wondered to me if perhaps this man was on drugs, because it's really inexplicable. Right now, this looks as if it's just a completely random shooting of a little baby. In Pomona, Jennifer Sabi, KCAL 9 News.
Jennifer, thank you. More gunfire to report. Another deadly shooting, this one a drive-by attack in Compton that took the life of a 7-year-old boy. Harlena Wynn is live in Compton tonight with the latest. Lena?
Yeah, Carrie, investigators are still looking for 3 or 4 men involved in this morning's shooting, and they hope to catch them before any more violence breaks out, perhaps in retaliation. Nearly 12 hours after this morning's shooting, detectives were still at the scene in the 14500 block of Harris Street in Compton. A 7-year-old boy was shot some 7 times this morning. He was caught in the crossfire of suspected rival gangs. The boy later died at the hospital. Now, it started after 8 o'clock this morning when suspects driving a stolen Ford Blazer hit a parked car and then drove away. Now, when the people inside the house came out to inspect the damage, that's when the Blazer returned and someone opened fire. The only person hit was the little boy.
Like they said, this is King's Day, and we're supposed to be, peaceful now and loving everyone. And it's sad. I don't know what to say, and I'm just hurt that this can happen to a young boy that life has never even started. He didn't get a chance even to live his life.
I have no idea what's going on, but I just hope they find the killer quick, because it's just too much. And it's the tragedy. This is a 7-year-old baby. It's sad.
Now, this isn't the first time something has happened here. There have been at least 2 other shootings, at least 1 other person killed in front of that house in the past couple of months. I am told by Sheriff's headquarters that detectives are serving a search warrant right now, and they may have found some more clues. We will give you an update a little bit later on. Live tonight in Compton, Lena Wynn, KCAL 9 News. Back to you.
Okay, Lena, thank you. We continue now with more breaking news tonight.
And Larry Wolk is overhead in Sky 9 with this breaking news. Larry?
That's right. It's Broadway and Main Streets. You can see this is a car fire here, but it's a van. It's an ice cream truck, actually. But what makes this so dangerous is where it's at. It's at a gas station right next to some propane tanks, and there is another explosion there. We have seen several of these explosions. The LAPD has blocked off the area right now, and they are making sure that no pedestrians get into the area. The first fire truck has just arrived on scene, but that is the 3rd explosion that we've seen here. You can imagine how frightening. There's another one right there. So you can imagine how frightening this is for the folks that live next door to this gas station and also the surrounding area. And also firefighters have to contend at the bottom of your picture is a propane tank. And then as I move around here, you can see that, look at that, another explosion there coming from underneath. It appears that the propane hose comes off that propane tank and is directly underneath the van. Then over to the right, 2 smaller propane tanks there on the right side of your picture, not to mention the fact that the gas station is right there as well. You can see another one of those explosions. The fire truck pulled up right next to it, as they would normally battle a fire by taking out the hose and then getting right on the van and putting it out. But in this case, they had to get back for cover. Now they're going to try and start moving over to try and get a little bit closer. They moved the truck a little farther back. There's another one of these gas explosions. So not your normal car fire. This is a van, an ice cream truck. Again, Broadway and Main is where we're at right now. And you can see that at this point, this van completely gone. It looks like the propane tank. We don't know if that propane hose was purposely put down there or there might have been some sort of accident while they were accessing that propane. But at any rate, the firefighters really have their hands full. And again, the LAPD doing a good job. They were the first ones to call up and say, we need to block off this intersection, get everybody away from this, because at any point right now, this thing could explode. And it indeed has exploded a couple of times.
Well, it looks like they are really getting this under control as we speak, Larry. Just moments ago, they start putting the hoses on this truck, and as we can see, the flames are, well, there's another explosion, however, but the flames seem to be disappearing for now. I guess they're going to try to move this truck once they get the fires out?
Well, I think the first thing they want to do, Pat, is just try and get the flames put out. At this point, though, it's very dangerous. They're standing so close. They're backing off a little bit. But you can see, even with the water, it appears that there's some sort of fuel source right there. And there's another one of those explosions there. Look at that. So it's just a very dangerous situation here for firefighters because, again, that hose reaching from the propane tank directly underneath the van. So you would suppose that at this point there's still some fuel moving into that area. So no amount of water can really help this. Now, the good news is that firefighters are on scene and they'll be able to contain it to this area. You can see the firefighter on the right side of your picture moving over, and it looks like he's going to try and contend with that tank. And he's going to try and see if he can cut off the supply of the fuel. But at this point, the firefighters just trying to get the flames under control, pouring lots of water. Now, we haven't seen if they've hooked up to a hydrant or not. We'll pull to a wide shot. And if they have not hooked up to a hydrant yet, the only water supply they'll have is what they brought with them in that truck until they can hook up to the fire hydrant, which wouldn't be very difficult. But again, normally a car fire, a routine thing for firefighters. This ice cream truck, though, is anything but routine right now. You can see the hose is burning. You see the blue flame there right in the middle of your picture? That's what's fueling this.
It really looks, Larry, like gas just continues to spew from that from the hose, and these blasts that we see periodically might be a buildup of gas underneath that vehicle that just continues to explode. A moment ago, Larry, it looked like that firefighter was looking around that tank to see if there was a main shutoff valve that he could get to, huh?
That's right, exactly. He looked over there, he walked over, and I think as he did, there was another one of those flash fires, and I think you're absolutely right, Kerry. What happens is that as the gas starts to build up, at some point it just just ignites, and that's what causes those explosions. And the other thing to look out for is what's around that van, because there were other vehicles. You can see there's a big bus, sort of an RV type looking vehicle right there next to it. And so the ambient heat there from that fire could be a danger. So at this point, they really want to isolate this area. And this is by far the strangest thing we've seen when it comes to a car fire here, in that they just can't get it out because there's a supply of propane that is going right to the van. And at this point, they haven't been able to knock down the bulk of the flames, but certainly they haven't been able to knock down that propane source right there. And that's what they'll have to do next.
Okay, Larry, thanks for that. We're going to stay on top of the story, or you will certainly stay on top of the story, literally from Sky 9, and we'll report back to you as soon as we can when there are more developments. All right, that's Larry Welk reporting live from the downtown area. Moving on here, his life's work helped shape a nation's destiny and set a people free. Today, thousands turned out to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on this national holiday, paying tribute to his legacy. And as Mark Coogan reports, for many at today's parade, his message of understanding and peace resonates more loudly than ever.
The
The parade, the marching units were just the beginning, just skimming the surface of a day to celebrate the legacy of a murdered civil rights hero.
It's about the strides that we made, where we've come from, where we're at today.
University professor Christopher Chima recalled arriving in the U.S. from Nigeria on Martin Luther King's birthday in 1975.
The dream is the most important thing because we all need this dream so that everyone can have a good future, a bright future in America for everybody.
But on a day of remembrance, current events came crowding in.
We don't want your racist war.
None more current than the possibility of war in Iraq.
We can only settle our differences at the peace table. If Dr. Martin Luther King was here, he'd be in the forefront of the peace movement that's being reinvigorated.
So how are race relations? Some in the crowd noted the general absence of whites and Latinos and Asians among the parade watchers.
The world is still divided, and it's still a matter of dividing race, creed, kind, and it's not what he really wanted. It's better than it was, far better than it was, but it's not really what he wanted, I would dare say.
On this holiday, President Bush said there is still a lot of work to do to fulfill Dr. King's dream. The president honored the civil rights leader during a speech at a predominantly black church in Maryland. He says progress has been made, but there is still prejudice holding people back.
As we remember the dream of Martin Luther King, and remember his clear vision for a society that's equal and society full of justice, this society must remember the power of faith.
The president went on to say there is still a need for us to hear the words of Martin Luther King Jr. so that the word of hope reaches everywhere in the land.
The search for a missing pregnant woman stretches here to the Southland.
Now her husband is breaking his silence. We'll have the latest on the investigation next.
Plus, he's a fugitive of justice charged with raping women. We have new details tonight as police search for the heir to the Max Factor fortune.
Also, it may start getting more expensive to drive, and we're not just talking gas prices here. Brace yourselves for higher fees. We'll explain just ahead.
And are you ready for some football? The most watched event of the year is just a week away and close enough for you to go. What do you need to know about Super Bowl Sunday? We'll tell you. That's all ahead on KCAL 9 News at 8.
There's a big advantage to being the Southland's largest television news team.
It's what's actually fueling the fire.
When important stories break, no one brings it to you faster than CBS 2 News and KCAL 9 News. First on the scene.
It collided with a truck that was trying to cross.
First to uncover the important details.
35 power poles went down.
First with information to keep your family safe. CBS 2 News, KCAL 9 News. First when you need to know.
Having the gang over for the big game bash? Smart. The smaller, faster warehouse store.
The husband of Laci Peterson is finally breaking his silence. The search for the missing Modesto woman briefly came to Southern California this weekend. Our Laura McLaughlin has the story.
One day after Scott Peterson brought the search for his wife to the Los Angeles area, volunteers in Modesto began tearing down the command center, not because they're giving up hope, but because allegations are now interfering with their work.
The command center in Modesto is always going to close next Friday. We decided to just close it early because once the allegations of Scott having a girlfriend and a $250,000 insurance policy on Laci came out, we just knew it would be bombarded with media, and we wanted to close it because the volunteers wouldn't be able to concentrate on finding Laci.
This weekend, Scott Peterson was surrounded by the media when he decided to go ahead with an LA search for his wife, Laci, even though volunteers called it off on Friday.
We were just afraid that it would turn into a media circus and the family would be bombarded with questions, which they were yesterday, and that's exactly what it turned into.
Not only extra attention for Scott, but the DoubleTree Hotel as well. Since yesterday's gathering, the hotel has received a dozen threats from people who accuse the hotel of supporting Scott. The hotel says they only let the search meeting go ahead because Laci's family approved. Today, Janie Peterson, Scott's sister, said the Peterson family is standing by him.
Scott has our absolute and complete support, and we do not believe any speculation that he was involved in Laci's disappearance.
There is an urgent plea tonight for fugitive Andrew Luster to turn himself in. That plea coming from Luster's attorney. The famous fugitive is the heir to the Max Factor fortune who vanished during his rape trial. Reporter Christine Penza is the only reporter to speak with Luster's lawyer.
Right over here. Attorney Roger Diamond met me at the spot on 10th Street where police found his client's abandoned SUV yesterday. Fugitive Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor cosmetic fortune, vanished January 3rd during the highly publicized rape trial that could send him to jail for life. Do you have any idea why your client's car would be here?
I have no idea, but I have to tell you that the court has gagged the defense.
That gag order limits what Diamond can say about the case, where Luster is accused of drugging and raping 3 women and videotaping the acts at his Muscle Shoals beach house. In court, Diamond argued it was consensual sex. What he will say about his missing client today.
I have nothing to do with his departure. It was a total surprise to me. I was working on his case Saturday, interviewing a witness, a key witness, and apparently, according to the reports, he'd already left.
Now, here's an interesting note. Andrew Luster disappeared on a Friday. Whoever parked the car here might have realized that it wouldn't be ticketed for at least a week when the street cleaners came around. A neighbor I spoke with last night, Kathy Rubens, tells me she first noticed the Toyota 4Runner parked near her home more than 2 weeks ago, about the time Luster skipped out on his $1 million bail.
I just knew it wasn't my neighbor's car and it didn't belong in the neighborhood. Street cleaning is on Thursdays and they ticketed it for 3 weeks.
They have the car, but the question remains, where in the world is Andrew Luster? If you could talk to your client, if you could say something to your client right now, what would it be?
To come back. Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating.
And the jury will resume deliberating tomorrow morning. The police will try to get a search warrant to look inside Luster's SUV for clues of his whereabouts.
A family tragedy in Anaheim. A mother and 2 of her children are recovering tonight from stab wounds. As Orange County reporter Michelle Geely tells us, police say they were stabbed by the children's father.
It's terrible. You can't see. I see in my eyes. I'll never forget this scene, you know. Everywhere, blood, 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 everywhere.
Harjinder Gill is haunted by the screams of children and the gashes inflicted on them and on their mother. It was about 11 o'clock last night when a woman at the Fairway Village Apartments in Anaheim shouted for help. Police say her husband, 29-year-old Gino Ramirez, had slit his wife's throat, as well as 2 of his children's.
There's no doubt that he was trying to kill his family. With the type of injuries that were inflicted upon them, there's no doubt that what he was trying to do was take their lives.
Sharon Christian lives steps away.
Through the backyard, I heard through the patio, just screaming from a woman, the type of screams that, I've never heard before. And the yelling that he's killing us, he's going to stab my babies, he's killing my babies, he's killing me. And this went on for at least 4 minutes.
Christian, a registered nurse, knew she had to do something immediately. She ran toward the apartment and saw the mother with 3 massive neck wounds, holding twins in her arms along with a kitchen knife. 3 other youngsters in the home witnessed it all. When it was over, 3 family members had been brutally stabbed, an 8-year-old boy and girl and their mother. Gino Ramirez, their husband and father, suffered knife wounds as well, at least some self-inflicted. Authorities eventually got him to surrender. He was placed under arrest at Western Medical Center. His wife and injured children are hospitalized, and today detectives still have no idea what sent the unemployed Ramirez into such a rage.
That was Michelle Geely reporting. Well, time is running out for Saddam Hussein.
Just ahead tonight, could a showdown with Iraq now be just weeks away? We'll have the latest on the UN inspector search.
The cloning controversy is all the hype-hurting research. Scientists say they're getting a bad rap. This is KCAL 9 News at 8.
Field trip to the zoo. Soccer practice every Saturday. Baseball practice Sunday. Dropping Sally off at the garden show. Picking Sally up from the garden show. Isn't it about time we packed you up for college?
Dad, I'm 9.
Chrysler Voyager. So comfortable and versatile, you'll look for just about any excuse to take one out for a drive.
Hey, Frank, ever think about moving?
Hurry in now and get unlimited anytime minutes from AT&T Wireless. Finally, you can call all you want.
Yes, tomorrow. Be there.
When you want.
I'll see you Friday night.
To where you want across the U.S. Minutes without limits. Unlimited anytime minutes, no long distance or roaming charges, all for $99.99 a month. Hurry in. Offer ends February 8th.
Okay, who's got my phone?
Now get a free Nokia 3590 phone after mail-in rebate. That's M-Life from AT&T Wireless.
What are family values? For small families, Corolla is a big value and the best compact car in initial quality 3 years in a row. For large families, it's the Toyota Sienna, the minivan with the highest overall rating from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. For adventurous families, the powerful Toyota Sequoia with tons of room for everyone and everyone's toys. Ideal family values are at your Toyota dealer today.
So, set up a department meeting for tomorrow and put in a call to the client. Get them up to speed. Anything else?
Here's a thought. Instead of saving money by not using paper, we could just go to Staples.
Yeah, with Staples 365 savings, they compare prices and back it up with a 110% price match guarantee.
I like that. Jot that down.
Low prices on every item every day. Staples 365 savings. Savings made easy.
For all the mountains you will climb together.
I do.
For all the obstacles you will face in life.
I can.
For all the things you will need to fulfill your dreams.
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Jeep Grand Cherokee offers power, comfort, and luxury. It's true love. Qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $299 a month.
Strong words from Secretary of State Colin Powell today about Saddam Hussein's stalling tactics. White House officials admit they don't know where Saddam is hiding his weapons, but they are convinced that he never destroyed large amounts of anthrax and nerve gas. Powell says it is time for Iraq to come clean.
It is their obligation to come forward, and we cannot let them dribble this information and dribble these items out for as long as they choose to in an effort to thwart the will of the international community.
Some UN Security Council members are urging the U.S. to go slow, urging a political solution and more time for more inspections.
Many scientists are worried that the recent cloning controversy could cause lawmakers to step up their oversight of research. One of the world's leading cloning researchers works at the University of Georgia. His work involves cloning animals to provide more and better food supplies.
My biggest concern is that there may be overreaching in some laws that come about. I'm hopeful that there will be an international ban on cloning of humans, but there are many uses, good uses of cloning technology.
Steve Stice says there's promising work going on in stem cell research. Proponents say it could one day help cure spinal cord injuries like the one that paralyzed actor Christopher Reeve.
Southern California weather in 1 second. First, though, a word about the new digs.
Is this beautiful?
It's pretty neat, huh?
We're really enjoying it, and we
what.
certainly hope you are as well.
It's beautiful. We're going to show you a lot more, in the next week or so. All kinds of interesting things. Byron, I've been spending half the day walking behind him, cleaning fingerprints. He's touching everything, It's going to be crazy.
Byron likes things spick and span and new. He's like a kid with a new toy, right, Byron?
Yeah, and you guys do look marvelous.
Oh, thank you, darling. So do you.
That's phenomenal, you should say. Marvelous, marvelous. It is time for the weather. A beautiful day, just like the beautiful new set here at KCAL Channel 9. Carrie says, man, talk about that Channel 9. It looks good. It does look good. The temperatures across the Southland, you don't really need a jacket. In Burbank, 57 degrees, Sherman Oaks, Encino, those areas in the valley in the high 50s, 58 in downtown. We're in the high 50s all over the place. If you get in the car, or the bus, rather, and you bus over to Fullerton, it's 60 degrees there, 57 in Riverside, 56 in Oxnard. Take a look at the temperatures across the nation. This is when you can gloat. 8 degrees in Minneapolis, St. Paul. That's without a wind chill. 27 in St. Louis. 21 degrees in New York. That is, 11 degrees below freezing. 54 degrees in Atlanta and 54 in Miami. We're warmer than Miami right now. Satellite loop. Yes, we have some clouds to the north, to the west, and to the south of us. When I come back in just a bit, Pat and Carrie will talk about your 5-day forecast. I'll let you know if there's any rain in it. Plus, if there's a heat up down the road. We'll see you guys back here momentarily. And you do really look good. You look good, 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 both of y'all.
Thanks, Byron. You too.
Byron, thank you. See you in a few minutes. Still ahead, there is a mess in Van Nuys tonight.
Talk about a mess. A gaping hole now sits where the street used to be.
I'm Lisa Siegel in Van Nuys. This used to be an intersection. Now it is just one very large sinkhole. How long will it take to fix this? I will have the answer coming up next.
Also, you may have to dig deeper for the DMV. Higher fees could be ahead, all in the name of balancing the state budget. We'll tell you just how much more you'd have to pay next.
And Super Bowl Sunday, a week away and just 2 hours south. What should you know before you head out to the big game? That's next on KCAL 9 News at 8. But first, here are tonight's Daily 3 numbers, 1, 0, and 1.
And here's the winning Fantasy 5, 16, 18, 21, 23, and 24.
There's still time for Super Bowl delivery from Paul's. With no payments and no interest for 18 months. Pay nothing till the summer of 2004 at Paul's TV.
I am okay.
With a spacious cabin, an available DVD entertainment system, and a powerful 4.7-meter V8 engine, the new Lexus GX is an adventure in luxury. See your Southern California Lexus dealer.
Chickens have breasts, wings, and thighs. But no one has ever found the nuggets on a chicken.
It's not there either.
Chicken breast strips from Carl's Jr. Because chickens don't have nuggets.
Want to be the center of attention? Get into a 2003 Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. With $2,000 cash back or 0% APR, they sure look good. That's $2,000 cash back or 0 APR on a 2003 Tahoe or Suburban. Now that'll get your attention. $2,000 cash back or 0 APR on Tahoe and Suburban.
Now, Pat Harvey, Carrie Kilbride, and Byron Miranda with weather. You're watching KCAL 9 News at 8.
A busy intersection in Van Nuys is closed off tonight because of a water main break.
The streets were flooded, residents left without water for a time, and the intersection collapsed, leaving a giant sinkhole. Lisa Siegel is live in Van Nuys with the latest on the damage and how long before things get back to normal.
Here. We are at the intersection of Haskell and Saticoy. Take a look at this. This is actually a piece of the road, if you can believe this. And this is the intersection, or what used to be the intersection. About 2 this morning, water just started gushing out for about 4 to 5 hours. That's how long it took for them to actually turn the water off. 4 to 5 more hours to clean it up, and it's going to take 3 to 4 more days for them to fix this intersection. It was like high tide in the middle of the valley.
It looked like an ocean out here. That's how much water was coming out.
The water main broke about 2 a.m. at the intersection of Saticoy and Haskell, flooding streets and sending what seemed like a river of mud into the area.
It was a disaster. It was all flooded. Water was all the way up to the grass right here. You know, it was intense. It was just chaos out here.
By the time crews were done for the day and water was turned off, the intersection was one huge sinkhole, about 50 to 60 feet wide.
It was like a geyser shooting up.
Jacqueline McCree has lived in the neighborhood for 12 years. She says she's seen breaks here before, but nothing like this. This one felt like an earthquake.
You know, it was like a rumble, and it was shook, and then you could feel the water running in the pipes underneath the street. It's kind of spooky.
And back here live again, just take a look at this mess, all starting about 2 a.m. and it looks like it's going to take at least 3 to 4 more days for them to clean this mess up. Another thing, just down the road is the Budweiser plant, and this is where they get a lot of their water. Jokingly, some of the people with the DWP said they were concerned that there wouldn't be enough water to make the beer for Super Bowl Sunday, but we are told they were just joking. There is plenty of beer out there. Again, 3 to 4 more days, so the area around this intersection is going to be closed. You need to take alternate routes. Live in Van Nuys, Lisa Siegel, KCAL 9 News.
Yeah, they are pranksters at the DMV. Thank you. There is a push to increase vehicle registration fees to make up for California's budget shortfall. LA County Sheriff Lee Baca joining Mayor Jim Hahn and Assembly Speaker Herb Wesson to lobby for a measure which they say will protect police officers and emergency services threatened by budget cuts.
If we fired every state employee, every park ranger, every prison guard, we would still be $11 billion short.
This crisis is real, and oftentimes people think, is it really going to happen? Well, if we don't have money to pay for the public safety personnel, it will happen.
The proposed average increase for each car is just over $100 a year. Officials say it's a fraction, though, of the DMV fees that motorists have saved since 1999. If you have called 911 recently in the city of Los Angeles, you know it takes longer for police to respond than in the past. Residents of South Central LA are feeling the impact the most. The number of officers patrolling LA streets now at a 5-year low. According to an LAPD internal report, the LAPD's South Bureau has lost the most officers, and that's the area that leads the city in violent crime.
The issue is when you remove resources from the street, the areas of the city that have a high propensity for street crime, violent crime, is going to be impacted more by the less visibility of patrol.
South LA residents wait on average 10.5 minutes for police to respond. That's up more than 3 minutes from 2 years ago. In other parts of the city, the wait is just over 7 minutes.
This Sunday's Super Bowl may well only be for the super rich. If you find yourself scrambling to find any of the sold-out tickets, you need to know that it will take a pirate's treasure chest to buy even the poorest of seats. Craig Fickner reports on the price you'll pay next Sunday to see the Bucks and the Raiders in Poison.
That old economics lesson about supply and demand is being played out at Qualcomm Stadium. If you want Super Bowl tickets, you're not alone. But if you haven't priced them, you're in for some sticker shock.
I need a ticket for my husband, Edward Ramsey. He is a Raider fan, and he really wants to go to this game. And I have $100 for you.
Unfortunately for these football fans, $100 won't get them anywhere close to the game. One San Diego hotel says tickets are out there, but they are not for the frugal.
I get a telephone call from a gentleman that has 2 Super Bowl tickets. He's looking for $7,000 for the pair. Seats are in the end zone, not that great of a seat.
We did try shopping around online, and eBay had the closest thing to value pricing. We found a couple of seats that would be worthless at any other game, $1,125 for this Sunday. And compare that to 4 field seats. They've already been bid up to $9,200. A lot to pay to be here instead of at home. And for these Raider fans, they say for that money, they'd expect the best seats in the stadium.
It's more exciting to see all the football players real live, and you may be able to get close enough to them to smack them on the fanny.
Qualcomm Stadium has a normal capacity of about 68,000 seats, but they've managed for Super Bowl to find a couple thousand other seats. So 70,000 football fans expected here on Sunday for the big game. We are in San Diego. I'm Craig Fickner, KCAL 9 News.
People reaching out to help those less fortunate.
Miracles are happening south of the border. Just ahead, an inspiring story of Americans reaching out.
Also, it removes wrinkles, but now there could be another benefit to Botox, beating body odor. We'll tell you how coming up in health news. This is KCAL 9 News at 8.
The Golden Globes with Jennifer and Brad backstage with the winners and our ET photo booth, plus Joe Millionaire and Trista next ET.
Tonight at 11 on KCAL 9.
The Blake case behind the legal scenes. Next, celebrity justice as he cries for help from jail.
I have no human contact.
The troubled actor is rocked with another bombshell. CJ reveals the big shocker at his old house.
Southern California GMC Truck Dealers.
The Hare Krishna religious group can once again ask for donations at LAX. That group had been blocked from soliciting under a new ordinance which required 30-day permits and prohibited singing, dancing, chanting. But a U.S. District Court judge has issued a restraining order while he hears the Krishna's complaint. They are arguing the ordinance is a violation of the First Amendment right of free speech. Healthcare in the U.S. is far from perfect, but it's even worse in Mexico. Only those who work and pay into Social Security can receive it.
If you're poor or out of work, you're simply out of luck. But as Randy Page discovered, miracles can happen in one small farming village when the Americans come to town.
They come in private planes, doctors, nurses, translators, volunteers, with Liga International, the Flying Doctors of Mercy. On this weekend, a dozen planes make the trip from Southern California to remote airstrips. They will treat hundreds of patients in 3 small clinics before the weekend is over. Orange County eye surgeon Art Geibel is about to make miracles happen. He and 2 other ophthalmologists will remove dense cataracts from those who are blind in both eyes. Witness a miracle, the miracle of sight.
Cuatro. Estoy mirando.
Yo estoy mirando, she says. I am seeing. Next door, audiologist Valerie Mendez is fitting children with hearing aids. The number of deaf children here is staggering.
Many of the kids, like this little guy, had ear infections when they were younger that were untreated. And because of that, they are now profoundly hard of hearing.
Valerie claps her hands. No reaction. Then the hearing aid is placed. And miracles happen.
¿Cuántos años tiene? 6. Bye-bye.
We leave El Fuerte to visit another clinic even more remote in the tiny village of San Blas. Here, the landing strip is made of dirt. In San Blas, the foot doctors are busy. Irvine podiatrist Victor Kacha has operated on many crippled children here. On this day, a surprise visit from one of his former patients.
And he runs fast, and he's not having any problem keeping up with his friends.
Martine is 8 years old. This is how he looked when he was barely 2, born with club feet. Dr. Kacha performed surgery on both of Martin's feet 6 years ago. And here he is today, showing off for the doctor who made it all possible.
Just seeing these kids do well makes it all worthwhile. All right, way to go.
Martine's mother calls it a miracle. But there's only so much these doctors can do. They can't heal this little girl's fatal skin disease, and they don't have the equipment to remove this girl's benign brain tumor. The faces of the children they can't help haunt the doctors on their way home. But it is the success stories that keep them coming back. Nurse Jackie Hansen began building the San Blas Clinic 18 years ago. She measures her success.
One life at a time.
Next month, they'll be back with another pocket full of miracles to give away. One life at a time. Randy Page, KCAL 9 News.
Well, what does the week ahead have in store on the weather front?
Will these warm days stick around? Byron's just ahead with our forecast.
And an avalanche sweeps down on skiers. We'll have the latest on the search for survivors next. This is KCAL 9 News at 8.
Your money on KCAL 9 News, brought to you by Office Depot. What you need to know.
Hi, I have to get a copy of your laser and inkjet paper.
In California Kia retailers, hurry, offer ends soon.
An avalanche killed 8 American backcountry skiers in eastern British Columbia. 2 others were hurt. It happened near a glacier 20 miles from the town of Revelstoke in the Canadian Rockies. The victims' names and hometowns weren't released. The party of skiers traveled by helicopter to a remote camp in the mountains, using that as a base. One of the injured skiers is reported in stable condition. The status of the other is not known.
Our weather now. Could we have had a nicer day for the big MLK parade this morning, huh?
What a wonderful day for a parade. It was so nice.
It was great.
Yeah, it was bad that you guys made me run behind that car, but that's okay. I still had a good time going to the MLK. So we don't have room in this car for you, Byron. So you just run behind us.
Don't you believe him?
No, that was a great time. Let's do a shout out to all the folks that were out there today to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, right? So God bless them. And we have a beautiful forecast over the next 5 days. There's no rain in the forecast. I'm going to tell you that right now. But first, let's show you what it looks like outside. You know where that is?
Elliot?
Boy, you are so smart.
Wow.
Carrie, is she smart? Huh?
Tell you what, I couldn't have read that. LAX, no.
That's why we pay her the big money. She read it right there. It's LAX. If you would have said Burbank, you would have been in trouble. All right, the high today, guys, was actually 68 degrees. The average high for this date is 68. The average low was 48. We were at double nickels, 5.5. The record for this date at 82. The sun set at 5:10. Now, let's show you. We're going to fly away from LAX, and we're going to go up to Lancaster, 54. If you add 3 to that, you get 57. Down where? You can see it on the map right here. I'll circle it. In Long Beach, 2 degrees above 57 is 59. Do you need a jacket outside? Probably not. Just a sweater across the Southland right now because the temperatures are in the upper 50s to low 60s in some areas. Fullerton's clocking in at 60 degrees, 56 right now at Oxnard, and 58 in Santa Monica. From Oakland through Burbank, or not Burbank, from Bakersfield down to Santa Maria, look at the clouds just off the coast. But a lot of the clouds are staying away from us. And the reason for it, we have high pressure over our area. There will be some fog somewhere tomorrow. Patchy fog in the forecast tomorrow. Rain right now. The radar is dry, and there will not be any rain in our forecast. Most of the nation is quiet. No problems getting off the runways if you're heading to New York, Philadelphia, down to Atlanta, back to New Orleans. 29 chilly degrees will be the temperature in Big Bear Lake. 51 nice degrees in Palm Springs. When you wake up in the morning at 6:30, it will feel like 46 in Mission Viejo. Your forecast tomorrow looks like this, guys. Your high will be 69 in Riverside, 63 in Marietta, your 5-day. Look at these beautiful graphics we have now. I like this. Your high tomorrow downtown LA will be 68 degrees. It will warm up to 75 by the weekend. This is a great looking forecast. Unfortunately, we don't have any rain in it. We could use some rain. I'll try to find some rain somewhere. Maybe I'll go down to Miami or something and bring some back to you. I will fine-tune this at 9 and 10.
I think you're just trying to get a day off.
I'd like that.
Or a couple days.
A couple days, maybe a week.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys.
We'll work on it. Thank you. Making dental visits a dream.
Coming up in health news, you don't need to be nervous anymore. We'll show you how the tooth doctors are pampering patients. That's all just ahead on KCAL 9 News at 8.
Good girl. A groundbreaking study by Purina proves that dogs can live longer, healthier lives.
After all these years, you haven't lost a step, you old hound.
The 14-year study proves that Dog Chow Nutrition, when fed properly over his lifetime, can significantly extend his healthy years.
Okay, last one home buys breakfast.
So he can keep on amazing you year after year.
Gotta be the Dog Chow.
Incredible dog food, incredible dogs. Purina Dog Chow brand.
What happened? I ordered 200 dachshund, but they sent us all these little wiener dogs.
200 dachshund. Were you on a cell phone, sir?
Well, yeah.
Static. Here. Now you can get clear calls and do more because Sprint built the largest all-digital, all-PCS enhanced nationwide network from the ground up. For clarity, you can see and hear.
Thanks. Now, this would have helped.
Get unlimited PCS Vision 300 anytime and unlimited night and weekend minutes from Sprint.
Buick Rendezvous, as versatile as Southern California.
Camping, hiking, beach, wherever. The Rendezvous's made for it.
Plenty of cargo room. With leather-appointed seating, it's $6,000 less than our X300.
The Lexus does not have that third row seat. I got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, and all of their stuff. I need the space.
After cashback, this Rendezvous CX is available for under $27,500. See your Southern California Buick dealer.
Time now to see what's coming up on KCAL 9 News at 9. Sylvia Lopez joins us now live from the newsroom. Sylvia.
Thanks, Pat. Coming up at the top of the hour, more tough words from Secretary of State Colin Powell telling reluctant nations at the UN to be ready for the consequences if Saddam Hussein fails to disarm. The latest on the showdown with Iraq at 9. Plus, bitter cold weather didn't stop activists on both sides of the affirmative action battle at the University of Michigan. They react to the Bush administration's stance as the case moves to the High Court. And he can take a punch, but can a Palestinian boxer overcome his hardships to land a shot at Olympic gold? It all starts at 9 on KCAL 9 News. Now, back to you, Carrie.
Sylvia, thank you. We'll see you then. It can take years off your face, but can Botox actually stop body odor? German researchers say the same poison used to remove wrinkles is more effective than any deodorant now on the market. Scientists analyzed T-shirts worn while people were eating onions and garlic. One armpit was injected with Botox, the other with salt water, and the Botox drastically cut the odor. It also reduced wetness.
In health and medicine news, if you get anxious when it's time to go to the dentist, cheer up. Health Watch reporter Dilva Henry finds many dentists are going the extra mile, offering some extras that might just take the visit or might just make the visit something to look forward to.
There are flowers, candles, soft lights, even soft music. This looks like anything but what it is, a dentist's office, specifically Dr. Eddie Simons.
So when patients come in, it's totally different. You don't feel like you're going to the dentist. That's the whole idea.
The new trend in dentistry is to offer patients more than just a filling or root canal. It's to offer them comfort, because as we all know, going to the dentist can be anything but comfortable.
We've got aromatherapy in the rooms, so they just can start unwinding as they get into the chair.
It's comforting. It's just kind of relaxing, puts you at ease.
Here at Millennium Spa in Sherman Oaks, Dr. Simon also offers his patients hand and foot massages, manicures, and pedicures.
To some patients, we even detail their cars if they like.
He also offers his more challenging patients sleep dentistry. That's where they take a very mild and safe sedative so they can just snooze through it all.
They wake up to a new smile. It's very simple.
Dilva Henry, KCAL 9 News.
He has been a spokesman for sneakers and fitness centers.
But now Magic Johnson is taking on a new role. What does his HIV status have to do with it? We'll tell you next.
Plus, he is bouncing a lot more than just a basketball tonight. That's next on KCAL 9 News 8.
The Flex Your Power Weather Report is brought to you by the California Department of
Birth to a baby girl. They've named her Natalia. It was a good reason for Kobe to miss practice this weekend. Now the question is, how much sleep is he going to miss?
We will see. Well, we know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing KCAL 9.
There is a lot more news to come. KCAL 9 News at 9 starts right now.
Next on KCAL 9 News, more harsh words from the Bush administration to Saddam Hussein.
And Secretary of State Colin Powell had a warning for the reluctant countries in the United Nations. Be ready for a quick response if Saddam Hussein refuses to disarm. Up to the minute details on the showdown with Iraq coming up.
Plus, differences aside, the president joins the King family and the nation to celebrate the life of Martin Luther King Jr.
And students at the University of Michigan use the holiday to get out their side of the fight for affirmative action as the Supreme Court prepares to hear the case. Good evening. I'm Dave Clark.
And I'm Sylvia Lopez. KCAL 9 News at 9 starts right now.
Now, Sylvia Lopez, Dave Clark, and Byron Miranda with weather. You're watching KCAL 9 News at 9.
U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell is taking on the United Nations.
Yes, in a very blunt message, Powell told the UN to do its job and disarm Saddam Hussein.
Juan Fernandez is here now with the latest on the showdown with Iraq. Juan?
Dave, Sylvia, the war drums are beating at home and abroad tonight. The U.S. Army is poised to send more troops overseas, and at the UN, another cry to disarm Iraq.
At this militia training camp in Baghdad, UN inspectors found only devotion to Saddam Hussein. No weapons of mass destruction. But as of tonight, inspectors now have new tools to help them do their jobs a lot better.
I think the Iraqis certainly became aware that the world is disappointed in this declaration.
The Iraqis have now agreed to encourage scientists to hold private talks with inspectors without government supervision. But Baghdad is still refusing to allow the interviews to take place outside the country. They will also support the inspectors' access to private sites like houses or farms like this one inspected last week. And the Iraqis will set up their own team to search for banned weapons that may have been overlooked. To this news, Secretary of State Colin Powell seemed unimpressed. He appeared before the UN Security Council, prodding world leaders to stand up against Saddam.
We cannot be shocked into impotence because we're afraid of the difficult choices that are ahead of us.
His remarks were followed by skepticism. France called war a dead end. Germany remained unwilling to commit. Turkey refused to let the U.S. use its air bases. And China wants to give the inspectors more time. That's what inspectors want too. But as it is now, they're set to report their findings to the Security Council next week. That report could be the springboard for war. The U.S. Army is poised to send 37,000 more troops overseas, bringing the number of American troops to over 160,000.
Please know that the American people are counting on you and have full confidence in you.
While the Iraqis did turn over 4 more missiles capable of carrying chemical warheads today, the White House does admit they are convinced Saddam never destroyed the thousands of liters of anthrax and nerve gas that could have been used in them. Again, the inspectors report to the UN due in exactly 1 week. We'll keep you posted. Dave?
All right, Juan, thanks a lot. Well, America's top general is just north of the Iraqi border. He's trying to shore up our allies in Turkey. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff says Turkey has been very cooperative with the U.S. General Richard Myers met with top Turkish defense officials. He wouldn't comment on the details of the talks, including reports that U.S. officials are considering scaling back their demand to place 80,000 troops in the country for a showdown with Iraq.
British police have arrested 7 men in a raid on a London mosque. Scotland Yard says the sweep is part of a terror investigation after the recent discovery of the deadly poison ricin in a London flat.
This is an intelligence-led operation, part of a national operation, following up various leads across the country.
This is the latest raid linked to the discovery of that toxin ricin 2 weeks ago. Investigators are trying to find out if those arrested today have any links to controversial cleric Abu Hamza al-Masri, accused of recruiting for extremist groups. The nation paused to remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, honoring the civil rights leader.
It's a very special day, but his name was also invoked in the growing anti-war movement as well. Carrie Kilbride is here now with more on that story. Carrie?
Dave, Sylvia, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of course, moved the masses in the 60s, but his message isn't lost on the current generation or the current political climate.
35 years after his death, some of the same causes Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. fought so hard for, peace and equality, are issues still resonating in America today. Around the country, Americans honor his fight for freedom. In Atlanta, a church service attended by Dr. King's widow.
Martin did what he could, and now it is up to us to walk the walk.
In Chicago, Jesse Jackson joined other black leaders for a prayer breakfast. And here in Los Angeles and cities nationwide, parades remembering the man and his dream.
My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
President Bush today said there is still a need for all of us to hear the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. so the word of hope reaches everyone, in his words, in the land. Sylvia, Dave, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. You know, celebrating the dream and remembering Dr. King, it brought the governor and a lot of others to downtown Los Angeles tonight. Carla Davis is live in downtown L.A. with that story. Carla?
Well, the King Day celebrations started off outside with street parades. They have since moved inside, but they are still going strong. Hundreds were in attendance tonight at the Biltmore Hotel here downtown. The SCLC held its 26th annual MLK celebration dinner. Scores of state and local elected officials joined community activists and others for this black tie affair. They gathered to unveil a new portrait of Dr. King and to remember his message of nonviolence. As the nation seems to inch closer to war, that message is on the minds of many, including tonight's featured speaker, Governor Gray Davis, who had his own interpretation.
I think Dr. King would counsel us to work through the United Nations and work through the peacekeeping arm of the United Nations to make sure we exhaust all efforts at peace before we choose another option.
And I think we all have a part to play in this, particularly with the threat of war and the educational system and the lack thereof, the monies that are lacking. I think this is an ideal place to get to know each other and remember Dr. King's words and the messages that he has to express to us.
Now, there was also a very inspiring celebration tonight at Cal State Northridge. We'll have that for you and much more at 10 o'clock. Reporting live from downtown, I'm Carla Davis, KCAL 9 News.
All right, Carla, thanks. Their university is caught in the center of the fight for affirmative action.
And students use the MLK holiday to get their views across on the issue and their response to the Bush administration's brief to the nation's high court. That story still ahead.
But up next, they were stranded in a snowbank. Tonight, a family has quite a story to tell on how they survived.
And an innocent child caught in the deadly crossfire of a gang battle. You're watching KCAL 9 News at 9. Stay with us.
There's a big advantage to being the Southland's largest television news team.
It's what's actually fueling the fire.
When important stories break, no one brings it to you faster than CBS 2 News and KCAL 9 News. First on the scene.
It collided with a truck that was trying to cross.
First to uncover the important details.
35 power poles went down.
First with information to keep your family safe. CBS 2 News, KCAL 9 News. First when you need to know.
Having the gang over for the big game bash? Smart & Final has everything you need to make sure you're your faster warehouse store.
A 7-year-old boy has died after being shot in a drive-by shooting in Compton. The young man was hit by a gunfire from 3 suspects in a white Ford Bronco who opened fire after crashing into a parked car. They fired into a group that was coming to investigate the accident.
Like they said, this is King's Day, and we're supposed to be, peaceful now and loving everyone. And it's sad. I don't know what to say, and I'm just hurt that this can happen to a young boy that life has never even started. He didn't get a chance even to live his life.
I have no idea what's going on, but I just hope they find the killer quick because it's just too much. And it's the tragedy. This is a 7-year-old baby. It's sad.
The young boy who was killed was in a neighboring yard when a stray bullet hit him. Doctors were unable to save him. He died 6 hours later at St. Francis Hospital.
Another twist in the case of the missing pregnant woman from Modesto. Lacey Peterson disappeared on Christmas Eve. Now police have added a burglary to the investigation. Paul Verkaman has that story.
Another gray winter day in Modesto and still no sign of Lacey Peterson. This morning, her husband Scott Peterson was seen but not heard at the couple's home. He changed a broken lock after what police called, quote, a bizarre burglary. Police report nothing significant was stolen, and this is not a, quote, smoking gun break in the case. Scott Peterson returned home to Modesto from Los Angeles, where his friends and family members set up a volunteer command center Sunday. They passed out flyers and asked for help finding Lacey. But why LA and not Modesto, where Lacey vanished Christmas Eve?
If you go to Modesto, you see in every store, every corner, there's posters everywhere. We've been working on that for 6 days. We simply have to expand the geographical area. So we'll do it here, we'll do it in San Diego next weekend, and we'll continue to expand until we can.
Other than that, Scott Peterson is not saying much, but Modesto is sure talking about him because his wife's close friends say Modesto police showed Lacey's parents a recent picture of a woman they called Scott's girlfriend.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, Ron Gransky, Lacey's stepfather, asked Scott if he had a girlfriend. Scott told him no, and Ron believed him. Now, however, they believe that he has lied to them about this and possibly other things as well.
While rumors swirl through Peterson's neighborhood like leaves, Scott's side of the family dismisses any talk of infidelity.
I have no knowledge of that. I haven't seen the pictures. Our family and the Rocha family continues to believe that Scott in no way had anything to do with Lacey's disappearance.
A lot of innuendo surrounds the search for Lacey Peterson. And there's one hard, agonizing fact. The radiant Lacey Peterson, seen in this photograph, was expected 3 weeks from today to deliver a baby boy. Paul Verkaman, Modesto, California.
Well, a family snow outing turned into a real nightmare for a Washington State family. They were stranded for nearly 2 days before rescuers found them. The Bozzinis and their 2 girls are thankful to be alive after their cold and scary ordeal. Their car got stuck in the snow on a trip to Mount St. Helens. They spent Saturday night in the car, then started walking to try to find help.
It was really scary. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was worried about keeping the girls warm and keeping them fed and making sure that they were all right.
Well, the pilot spotted their car this morning. They called a sheriff's deputy to pick them up. The family's reportedly in good condition tonight. They had food, water, blankets, and extra clothing. They huddled together to keep warm.
Fire department boats battled a fire on a ship off New York's Staten Island. A police helicopter took one burned crew member to the hospital. The fire apparently began in the engine room of the 550-foot tanker. It was put out briefly, but then flared up again. The ship doesn't appear to be badly damaged. The Hare Krishna religious group can ask for donations at LAX again. The group had been blocked from solicitations under a new ordinance which required 30-day permits and prohibited singing, dancing, chanting, or singing. But a U.S. district judge granted a restraining order while he hears the Krishna's complaint. They're arguing that the ordinance is a violation of the First Amendment right of free speech.
Still ahead, repair crews, they're still out tonight. They're fixing a hole.
This one swallowed up the entire street. We'll take a look next.
And later on tonight, one man's journey to bringing the bald eagles home to California.
Introducing the new 215 horsepower Chrysler PT Turbo.
You really think Bionic Woman would beat the $6 million man in a foot race? She was smaller, so she's more aerodynamic.
With a Gachog manual transmission.
He was $6 million. Now, what was she? 4.5 tops?
Guys, it was a TV show. They're not real.
What if they had a kid? That'd be one fast kid.
PT Turbo. It'll really have you thinking fast. Now, qualified lessees can lease this 2003 PT Cruiser, starting at $229 a month.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PCS Vision from Sprint. Full color screens, so now you have clarity you can see and hear. Games, screensavers, web, messaging, and smile. Because not only can you take pictures, you can send them. All of this on a phone.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
What is QDR? It's not just some buzzword in the car industry. Q stands for quality, which means you don't have to worry. D means dependability, which means you don't have to worry. R is for reliability, which means you don't have to worry. No wonder Toyota sells more cars in Southern California than any other manufacturer, because who wants to worry? Just see your Toyota dealer today.
Mike, let's take a look at those reports next Thursday. And Tom, Susan, set up a meeting on Monday. Any other thoughts?
You know, sir, instead of saving money by having only one office pen, we could just go to Staples.
Yeah, with Staples 365 savings, they compare prices and back it up with a 110% price match guarantee.
That's sharp thinking.
Hey, client's here. We need the pen.
Low prices on every item every day. Staples 365 savings. Savings made easy.
For all the mountains you will climb to.
Backcountry skiers, 2 others were hurt. It happened near a glacier 20 miles from the town of Revelstoke in eastern British Columbia. The victims' names and hometowns were not released. The party of skiers traveled by helicopter to a remote camp in the mountains, using that as a base. One of the injured skiers is reported in stable condition. The status of the other is not known at this time.
Yeah, and obviously they're going to be investigating that for a while.
Absolutely.
You see a story like that and you immediately start thinking about weather, including our weather here in Southern California, which is a lot nicer than that.
A lot nicer. Yes, it is. But we had a beautiful day for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., didn't we? You guys were at the parade, and we saw a lot of folks. We want to say hi to everyone that was at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. parade. And we're going to give you a good forecast. Over the next 5 days, let's show you what the high today was. You might think it was a little bit hotter than 68 because it felt hotter, at least to me. Did it feel hotter to you, Dave and Sylvia?
Actually, it did.
Felt like something like 72, 73, right?
Especially in here.
Yeah, it was hot in the KCAL set, right? You guys look good. I told Pat and Carrie that. Y'all look good, too. Well, thank you. You're welcome very much, yes. Thank you, thank you. I was fishing for a compliment there, Sylvia, and you went right for it. Thank you. 68 was the high. Your record for this date is 82 degrees. Let's show you the currents across the Southland. Do you need a jacket or a sweater? Or just a T-shirt? Well, it depends on the type of weather you like. If you're in downtown, 58 for me would be a sweater. 58 degrees, -2 is 56, and that is the temperature in Burbank, Encino, Sherman Oaks in the mid-50s. 53 in Ontario, Double Nichols, 55 in Riverside. 53, pretty nice in Lancaster. Low 50s from Van Nuys, or at least into Oxnard, 53 degrees there, but high 50s in Santa Monica. Look at the rest of the nation, 7 degrees. That is not a wind chill. That's an actual thermometer temperature here. 7 degrees they're checking in Minneapolis, St. Paul. 51 up in San Francisco. 20 chilly degrees in New York City. 55 double nickels in Atlanta, and 52 right now in Miami. So it's nice here with clouds just to the north and west of us. There are clouds in Oakland, Bakersfield, Santa Maria, and Santa Barbara, but right now high pressure is keeping the clouds away from us. There could be some fog in the morning. If you're going to get up early in the morning along the coast, give yourself some extra time. You might see some fog, so you might want to take it easy driving. Radar map, anything going on? Nada. Nothing happening there. How about the rest of the nation? Relatively quiet from St. Louis down to Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, and New York. No problems getting off the runways and into wherever your final destination is via the airplane. Look at your temperatures for overnight lows. If you're in Big Bear Lake, it's going to be below freezing. 43 in Hemet, 51 nice degrees when you wake up at 6:30 in the morning in Palm Springs. 54 in Torrance, right before the sun comes up, and 50 in Burbank. When I come back in just a bit, we will do the 5-day forecast. I'll let you know what the weekend is going to look like. Plus, if we'll see a drop. Everybody needs some rain. We all want some rain, so I'll let you know if we're going to find some.
That would be nice. Okay.
Okay, guys.
Talk to you later, Byron. Well, he was known as the king of caricature. Tonight, the world of art and publishing is mourning the death of Al Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld used pen and ink to capture some of the biggest stars of stage and screen. He was incredible. His drawings were first published in the 1920s, and over the years, his cartoons and caricatures depicted the likes of Charlie Chaplin, Ethel Merman, Woody Allen, even Jerry Seinfeld. His wife says he died peacefully in his sleep. Hirschfeld was 99 years old.
An urgent plea tonight for fugitive Andrew Luster to turn himself in. That plea is coming from Luster's attorney. The famous fugitive is the heir to the Max Factor fortune. He vanished during his rape trail. Reporter Christina Penza is the only reporter to speak with Luster's lawyer.
Right over here. Attorney Roger Diamond met me at the spot on 10th Street where police found his client's abandoned SUV yesterday. Fugitive Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor cosmetic fortune, vanished January 3rd during the highly publicized rape trial that could send him to jail for life. Do you have any idea why your client's car would be here?
I have no idea, but I have to tell you that the court has gagged the defense.
That gag order limits what Diamond can say about the case, where Luster is accused of drugging and raping 3 women and videotaping the acts at his Muscle Shoals beach house. In court, Diamond argued it was consensual sex. What he will say about his missing client today.
I have nothing to do with his departure. It was a total surprise to me. I was working on his case Saturday, interviewing a key witness, and apparently, according to the reports, he had already left.
Now, here's an interesting